quick check of my hair as it's going so long. They double cut this.
Oh no, just double lidded it.
Double lidded it. Hello guys. Let me move in a little bit because I am. How is everybody? We are back.
We are back from our little trip.
So we kept it as a surprise. We didn't tell you where we were going. But would you like to tell us where we were?
Well, everyone should be able to tell from the title, but we went to Brussels, and also I uploaded a video. Hey, Leesh.
Hello, Leisha. Yes, we are late. I know. Sorry,
yes,
apologies.
Trying to set up all of that, but you know how we run, you know how we roll. But yeah, so we're back. We are back from Brussels, and it was a good trip. It was a few days.
It was absolutely fantastic. So we had a really, really good time. So we started off, as you know, we went to Brussels. Whoop, whoop. Yes, we're back.
I was just about to say, what are you drinking?
I'm having my chai tea latte today. What are you having?
And I'm having an iced chai tea latte.
Can I try the ice?
Mine's semi-skimmed and yours is oat milk. Yeah. Someone doesn't like milk.
I do. No, I don't mind milk.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, God, this Kelly's like, even the littlest taste.
But he's got the same thing but hot. But yeah, he wants to try mine. I don't understand the concept
of sharing.
No, I don't understand the concept of sharing. No, I don't mind buying you your own one. I'm quite happy with that. But I don't want to share what I have.
Anyway, enough of not sharing. Let's talk about Brussels and Belgium in general. So we'll talk about our trip. So we went to Brussels. We went for 4 days. 5 days in total, wasn't it?
5 days in total, yeah. And 4 nights, 5 days. Yeah. So the way that I worked it, we caught an early train so that we would spend the whole day. So we'd have the whole day, and then I booked a later train, so we would have about half a day roughly of which we did have. And that's how I pretty much book all the trips, because I like to spend the maximum time that I can in, abroad. So that's how I normally plan our holidays anyway. But of course, train strikes.
Oh, yeah. So I've got to say, big up, Kevin, if you were watching, you were fantastic. So a friend of Kelly's mum actually was amazing. He dropped us off to King's Cross Station. He picked us up at 5:30 a.m. on a Sunday. So thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. We would have never got there had it not been for you. So just bear that in mind. If you do need to travel on a planned tube stay, please do book your taxi days and days and days in advance, because ours were fully booked. You tried 4 companies?
Well, the problem is, even if there was one time I booked a week in advance, and apparently there were no cabs available. So even though I planned a week in advance, there was still. But what it is, I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of local cab firms, they don't really want to go out to London at that time. So I think they like to do a lot of local trips and things like that. So what happened was, it wasn't a tube strike day. So I did it on a non-tube strike day. However, the tube strike went on until 7:30. Now, our train was at 8:16.
Yeah.
This was the problem. And the trains weren't running until 7:30. And I am a very organized person. I like to get to somewhere on time, a lot before time. I like to get there a few hours before. That way, it's not a rush. I don't like being in a rush.
Now, Alicia's right. She said, oh, yeah, the cocktail making day. They messed up our Uber as well. So for those of you obviously won't be aware, Kelly and Alicia, they went on a cocktail making class. That was on the day of the previous strike on a Saturday. And Uber had a very bad habit of accepting the fare and then just not turning up. So we were, and actually, Kelly and I were really worried actually, because of that happened. We were worried that if we booked an Uber on the day, that would happen. And if that did happen, we would have been in big trouble, because there's no way we'd be able to get from our place to King's Cross with no available taxis at all.
The problem with Uber, now it's happened to me twice. So one time for my nephew's birthday, needed to get to a certain venue, and booked the Uber. Uber kept saying, oh yeah, coming. And 10 minutes later, The Uber was still coming. 20 minutes later, and time was getting on. We were actually late to the venue in the end. So because I ended up having to drive, and I didn't want to drive. That was the whole point. And it wasn't just me and my friend. We both were trying to book the Uber, with no success. And then I think this was actually a week later, the following week later, we were going to the cocktail making class again, trying to book Uber. Couldn't. It said 1 minute, right? And what happened was he was actually waiting down the road. Clearly, he didn't want the fare, but he thought if he cancelled it and I don't cause a fuss, he would get a free £32.40. You're messing with the wrong woman. Because I stayed on the phone. I didn't even care if the phone call was going to cost me £32.50. For sure, that driver was not going to get that £32.40 or whatever it was.
I need to check. I haven't checked if we had.
No, it didn't. It was on my account.
Oh, okay.
I checked it. I got refunded. Hey Thunder, how are you?
Hey Thunder, how are you?
I hope you're well. So called up Uber. They checked because obviously they weren't waiting outside the house. They were waiting 1 minute away.
Alicia said she's never had any issues with Uber until that day.
Yeah, it was crazy. And again, that was a tube strike day.
Yeah, so I think this is the thing. So going back to our day going to Brussels, we were really worried that if we had caught an Uber and they cancelled it on us, that's it. We just wouldn't have been able to go. So anyway, we managed to make it to King's Cross. We got to the station. Now, one thing, guys, if you are thinking of going to Paris or to Brussels on the Eurostar, do make sure you arrive at least an hour. Yeah, we're good, thank you. Glad you're well.
I hope you're well.
We're just telling everybody about our Belgium trip, which is where we've been for the last week. So if you do go on the Eurostar, please do get there at least an hour early. Now, on the tickets, it does say 45 minutes to an hour. Definitely recommend it. I mean, we couldn't believe it. So our train was at 8:15 on a Sunday. We got there, it must be about 6:30. So way before we needed to. But even then, what got me was we were going round and round the queue, and the queue was huge. So as we got through, we checked our luggage, and they had to keep stopping. So it's airport type security. Hey Charlie, how are you?
Hey Charlie.
So it's airport style security. So you've got to put all your bags through the scanner. Of course, as we got there, there was only 2 people checking passports, where there should be up to 5. Now, as there's 2 trains, there was the Paris train and the Amsterdam train, which is where we were going. Good to hear. I watched your vlog. It was good. Was the chocolate nice? We'll come on to the chocolate.
Well, come on. I've got more videos anyway to edit and stuff.
Hi, Jacko. How are you?
Hi.
We're just all well. Well, hope you're good.
Hope you're good. Yes, hope you're well.
So so we got onto the Eurostar, and they just before we got on the Eurostar, so we got through the security part, and of course they stopped us going through because there was so many people queuing to get their passports checked. So I was saying to Kelly, remember our train is at 16 minutes past 8. This is now 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was saying to Kelly, we're not going to make this train. Charlie's got 575 followers. Well done, Charlie.
Wow.
Nice one. Will you be my friend, please? We will always be your friend, Jacko. We will always. Have I pronounced it right? Is it Jacko or Jaco? Do you prefer Jacko? I'm guessing it's Jacko. But yeah, so we got through. Then we had to queue for the passport. Then it was about 5 past. Then it's about 10 minutes past. And I said to Kelly, there was a huge queue behind us waiting to get on as well. And I thought, we're not going to make this train. So we showed our passports through. We ran up, got to our seat. I put our luggage in. Just as we sat down, we started to pull out. And I thought to myself, there's so many people behind us in that queue. So I don't know what happened there. But anyway, we managed to get there. It's really fast, 2 hours on the Eurostar. Then we arrived in Brussels. We got a cab there. We've not been to Brussels now for about 2.5 years, obviously because of the pandemic. So it has changed a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we then got to it was really hectic Sunday. It was really hectic. So if you are taking your Eurostar to Paris or to Brussels, please do get there that early because they're very laissez-faire and not relaxed about it. But then, of course, they don't care if you're going to make it or not. And I just sat there and I said there were, like I said, there was a lot of people behind us, so they would have missed the train.
See, because the thing is, when you take the Eurostar, for each train they only open the gates
Okay.
a certain time after before your train is due to leave. So our one it was 7 o'clock. Now that gives you an hour and 16 minutes because our train was leaving at 16 minutes past 8 in the morning. It gives you an hour and 15 minutes. Now I don't know how many passengers the Eurostar holds.
No, I would say it's a couple of hundred.
Yeah, and so you need to try and get all those people through because you're not allowing people before that to get on the train. And then even if you try to get earlier, what happens is they stop you and they don't let you go through. They check your ticket to see if you're getting on for the right train.
Yeah.
So, at 7 o'clock for a couple of hundred people, it's quite stressful, I feel.
Yeah, it was really rushed.
But the problem is, or not the problem, when you go from the France side, it's so easy.
Well, Belgium side, you mean?
The Belgian side, sorry. It's so easy. It was very, very easy.
It was a lot more civilized coming back.
Yeah.
And that's because they had 4 people on the check,
Yeah.
so you could just go through on any of those queues.
There's 2 checkpoints. So you go and somebody checks your passport, and then you have to go to a second checkpoint.
Yeah, which I didn't
where
understand.
somebody has to check your passport. This is what was holding up.
Yeah.
It was the same in Belgium, but like you said, they had more people.
There's just more people.
It was just more people, but the line was flowing. There was no stopping here and stopping there. Whereas with on the British side, you had to stop every so often.
Yeah.
You go through and the way that they've set out the barriers is not very well thought out because you've got basically you put your ticket on and then these barriers open and then literally 4 or 5 steps you've got the thing to pass all your luggage through, but that doesn't, it's not helpful to have your thing. And the way that they done it in Brussels, you scanned your ticket, which was fine, you went through and then you walked a little bit before you get to, but you're all sort of like gathered like in a sardine can. I feel it was very tight.
The reason why it was better on the way back was because there's only one train going to London. So bear in mind, King's Cross is a lot busier. So they had 2 or 3 trains going. So you had 2 or 3 trains worth of passengers getting on. And I think that's why it was hectic. However, it is very quick. It's 2 hours on a train and you are in another country.
Yeah.
So which is absolutely fantastic. And also as well, so when we got there, so a little tip for anybody who would like to go to Brussels, you can book fairly relatively cheap deals. Like I said, it's because it's 2 hours there and 2 hours back. You can do it in a day. I would recommend staying overnight.
Yeah.
But you can do it in a day. So and bear in mind, if you go to France, if you go to Brussels, you are an hour ahead. So in theory, obviously the journey time is 2 hours, but you're really taking 3 hours because your clocks go forward. On the way back, you gain an hour. So what is a 2 hour journey really is almost like a 1 hour journey, if that makes sense, because you've got the time difference. Anyway, so when we got there as well, the other little tip we would say is once you get to, if you are going to go into the centre of Brussels, you get off at Gare du Midi.
Gare du
Midi. But it's also called Gare du Sud, which is where we got confused because we got the train. I'll tell you about that later. But we got off at the wrong stop because it said Gare du Sud, and I thought, oh no, this isn't Midi. But of course it is. So Sud and Midi are the same place.
Yeah, there's no I on the end of Sud.
Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so if you are getting that, a little tip, and you want to get into central Brussels, you can take the train. It's free. You need to get to...
If you've got a Eurostar ticket.
Yes, you've got a Eurostar ticket. But no one checked anyway, so you could probably blag it. Not saying that you should,
no,
but you could probably
it's instant fine, by the way, if you get caught.
But no one checked us when we got on. So you'll go to Gare Centrale. So you're looking for Gare Centrale, and it's about 4 minutes. So it's very, very quick. That will take you pretty much into central Belgium. Brussels, sorry. And it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. This is a bit Thunder wanted to listen to, or did you want to say something?
I wanted to say a couple more things. So When you get to Gare du Midi and then you find your correct platform to get to Gare Centrale, if you are planning to stay, the best hotels are is because you're going to have luggage. Say like you're going to stay for a few days. Say you're going to stay for a few days. The best hotels to stay at in that little area, because it's almost like a little circle, like a little sort of square circle. Don't know how you explain it really, but it's very trendy there. They've got little restaurants and bars and things. Best hotels would be Hilton, Novotel, and Ibis. Those are the 3 hotels that are sort of right in that little round bit there. And then the other hotel, which is close, which is also close, but a little bit further away. So you would have to drag your luggage, but it's still quite relatively close, especially if you've got little luggage. It's fine. It is the hotel that we stayed at called the Warwick.
Yep.
If you're looking for something even more cheaper, rather than stay at one of the named hotels, there's one called 17, which I believe translates as 10th of September. I don't know why they call it that, but 17. I don't know if it's any good. There's also another hotel called Mozart. Again, I don't know if they're any good.
We stayed there the first time, didn't we?
No, we never stayed at Mozart or 17. We stayed at Adagio Harlequin.
Oh, right, that's nearby.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's on the near where the information centre is.
Right,
so
right,
yeah. So yeah, it's sort of nearby, but not nearby. But yeah, the Adagio and the Harlequin, which are sort of one in the same hotel, when we went, it was inexpensive, but we went in November. But the breakfast was terrible, but the room was fine. So if you're not that bothered about food and you're not that bothered about, you're not going to spend all day in the hotel, which a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to spend all that time in the hotel, so I don't mind how it is, then that's fine. The other hotel that I can recommend, so we've stayed at Hilton, we've stayed at Radisson Blu, which isn't near Gare du Centrale, but there are other tube stops very, very close by. So you can, if you're happy to take the tube or something like that, you can quickly have a look at the tube map, see which tubes are very near. But there's loads of tubes nearby, I noticed. And so if you want to stay at Radisson, we normally just take a taxi, to be fair.
Well, now this is interesting. Let's stop. Yeah, sorry. So when we were in the Warwick, we asked them, could they order us a taxi to take us back to the main station, obviously to get the Eurostar? And he said, "Oh, you'll find that difficult. We've never had this problem before."
Never.
But he said that a lot of taxi drivers won't do it anymore because it just isn't worth their while. It costs about 12 to 15 euros to get from central Brussels to the main Eurostar station. And I think because of that, so he was saying it's not worth their while. You can take the train though, which is free, but just be wary. We have been ripped off before.
Yeah.
Getting a taxi, because what they sometimes do is they take the long way around. So if you're going near the Royal Palaces, if you see a massive big palace there, they've deliberately gone the long way around to try and get more money. So if you're charged 20, I would say anything from 18 plus, obviously depending on traffic.
Yeah.
So if the traffic's bad, you're obviously going to expect, because it's a meter.
Yeah.
It'll cost a bit more. But if you're charged anything 18 euros plus, they are ripping you off.
But I think we've only been ripped off once, and I think it was because the concierge booked the cab. And I think if you just get a cab from a taxi rank, I think you're okay. I don't think we've paid more. That was the only time.
12 to 15 euros. So you're looking at anything between 10 to 13 pounds.
Yeah, that was the only time, was when we actually booked. We got the concierge to call a cab for us.
Yeah.
Because there was 5 of us, I think.
Yeah.
And so we needed a slightly bigger cab. So he was saying, although it's the same journey, you're paying more for a bigger cab. That's what he was saying. Whether that's true or not, I don't know how it works in other countries and things like that.
However, it is, when you come out the station, it's very easy to get a taxi there. They're all lined up, so they will take you in. So it's going to cost you, like I say, anything between 12 and 15 euros.
Yeah.
Just to get into central Brussels.
Okay, so there were a couple of bugbears that I just want to get out the way before we start on the good, because there's loads of good. There was just a couple of bugbears that bugged me. So that was one of them, was the cab situation. because I just thought, well, do you know what? Well, let's just wait out the front of the hotel. But anyway, we decided to take the train. But that was another palaver. But we'll get onto that later. The other thing that bugged me. So, we've been to Paris and to Brussels a few times, and I know from the places that we've been to, they don't really cater to vegetarians. There are some places you can get vegetarian food, but they're difficult to find. So if you went into a random restaurant, it's just your choices are not as great as, obviously. I mean, in the UK we're getting a lot better, so now there's more choice. Now so there is so when in the hotel that we checked in, which we've stayed at a few times, it was always a nice hotel. However, to me, this time round, the hotel needed updating. Not so much the foyer and stuff like that, but the room itself, it needed refurbishment. The last time we went there, I think, was 2018 or something like that. So it's been a while since we've been, and the rooms need updating as far as I'm concerned. But again, I think Mark pointed out, if you've watched the video, Mark's pointed out what needed. And yeah.
So it's a nice room. If you watch the video we've just uploaded, you'll see it. That's the room we stayed at Warwick. For me, it's perfectly pleasant. But yeah, there's just a few little things. But we always do an independent review. As we say, we're never sponsored by anybody. So we have to point these things out so you guys can see.
Yeah. And even if we were sponsored, to be fair, I'd still tell you the truth. Because I wouldn't want to not give a rounded review. But anyway. So as far as I'm aware, for me, the room needs updating. That being said, the hotel also has it's like a pub that's attached to the hotel. So it's the way that they run it, it's like a pub bar.
A restaurant bar, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't, well, to me, it doesn't look like a restaurant. It looks like a pub. That's how it looks. They've got all the, the chalkboards outside and things like that, and they've written everything. So it's got that pub vibe. But they're known for their beers and their ciders and all of that type of stuff. So anyway, we looked at the menu. They had a couple of new things on the menu. Now Mark's pescatarian, so he always can go for the fish option. However, in Belgium, they had this thing called Belgian fries. Now,
which is their national dish.
Which is then
part of their national dish.
Yeah, because they've got a few national dishes. But yeah, this is one of the specialities. Now, the speciality of Belgian fries is that it's cooked in beef dripping or beef fat, right? That's what gives it the crispness. So therefore, as a vegetarian, you cannot eat it because obviously it's cooked in beef dripping. So if you ever see a speciality and it says Belgian fries, it normally means it's been cooked in beef dripping. That's the speciality part. Now, they had a couple of vegetarian dishes on the menu, which they've never had before. One being a quinoa burger. Now, all the burgers are served with fries, or frites, as they call them. So, so on a particular night, we actually did a day trip. We met somebody on the day trip, and we said to her, would you like to come for dinner with us? She was a solo traveler, and she, let's go for dinner and all of that type of stuff. So that was brilliant. So we sat down. Now, she's from the States. We've been to the States many times, so we know, nothing's too big or too small. You can swap something out. And a lot of the restaurants here, you can swap something out. Now, I also know, mainly in France and in Brussels, they don't swap foods out. So it's a normal practice that you cannot substitute something, which is fine because that's how they run, their establishment. So I don't have any problem with that. My problem is, and I don't know if it's Mark's problem as well, I'm not a vegetarian. So for me, it doesn't matter. But with the burgers and with a vegetarian burger, all the burgers come with fries, Belgian fries, by the way. So they are serving a vegetarian burger with a non-vegetarian side. So with a non-vegetarian fries. So I said, well, this doesn't make sense because it's a vegetarian. That means the dish is not vegetarian, just the burger is vegetarian. So you're going to pay your money for burger and fries, and it comes with a little salad as well, but you're not going to get the your fries as vegetarian. So this doesn't make sense. So I said to the waiter, oh, my boyfriend would like the quinoa burger, but can we swap out the fries for mash? Because the night that we got there, Mark had salmon and it came with a mashed potato. The mashed potato was quite nice, a little bit lumpy for my liking, but it was all right. And I just thought, oh, do you know what? It's mash. It's potatoes and potatoes, so it shouldn't be a problem. He says no. And I'm just like, now, I didn't want to kick up a fuss because we're going to eat at this restaurant. We've eaten at this restaurant a few times. And I just don't like to cause a fuss where somebody's going to cook your food and you're going to eat food.
Yeah, Thunder said, yeah, that's not fair. They should cater to vegetarians for the chips too.
Right. So I said, he said no. And I said, okay, but the fries aren't vegetarian. He goes, oh, you can pay for the mash as an extra side.
So now you can see. So I mean, to be fair, in the end, I just ordered another dish. But I'm just thinking, just a tip for you guys: if anybody is vegetarian, just be wary if you are going to Brussels or Belgium. Belgian fries are not veggie friendly, and they won't substitute. This happened to you before as well. So we were in Grand Place a few years ago, and Kelly asked for a croque monsieur, which is basically toasted cheese and ham sandwich. And Kelly said, can I swap the Gouda cheese out for something else? Because I don't like Gouda cheese. You went, no.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even entertain it. No.
But for me, that I just didn't eat there. So for me, it's not a problem. It's your restaurant, it's your rules.
Hey, Richard, it's Richard Adventures.
Hey, Richard.
Just been out to get some sweets before dinner. Body was craving it badly. Gone for your healthy stuff before. That's what I like. Dessert is all sorted.
Yeah.
We were just talking about our Brussels trip, Richard.
Yeah. So I feel like if you don't want to swap things out, that's fine. But do not advertise something that is vegetarian, but you're not telling people. So because when it says Belgian fries and it's very small writing, and it was only because one day you noticed it a few years ago.
Yeah, I noticed it. So it just said beef dripping, but actually I'm glad I did check it. Now, you'll get fries everywhere in Belgium, absolutely everywhere. Frites, as Kelly says.
Yeah. And
they do them in baguettes. They do them there. It's everywhere. But yeah, if you are veggie, do check it because, like I said, they are beef dripping. If you don't mind that, go for your life because they are everywhere.
Yeah, because I said to him, oh, so so when he said, when I said to him, oh, there's a quinoa burger and it's vegetarian, I said, do you do non-vegetarian fries, like fries that aren't cooked in that are non-Belgian fries? He said no. So he could see the confusion on my face, and I'm just like, but you cannot advertise a burger and all our burgers come with frites, and then in very small writing at the bottom, and that's at the end of the menu, you turn around and say, oh, by the way, but there was 2 vegetarian items on the menu. There were 2 vegetarian items, I think, under the beef burger. What was it under the burgers menu? Wasn't it? One was halloumi burger, and then the other one was a quinoa burger, I think.
Thunder said, what a scam. The menu has unreadable things. It's like adverts when they have the small print. Everything's negative, so they don't get complaints. Well, that's it. Do you know what? I mean, like I said, for most people, it won't affect you at all, but we're just saying it is just a caution if you are. I'm healthy, really, says Richard. Only pop out to buy cakes and sweets and chocolate. Well,
same as me, really.
Exactly. So let's go on to the positive. So that was the one negative. We're going to go.
There's another negative.
Oh, go on.
And so, you know what? I'll come on to that later.
Yeah, we're not dwelling on the too many negatives.
Yeah.
But not saying we're moaning, but the holiday was brilliant. Yeah. Right. Let's talk about chocolates, cakes, and sweets because that segues. Now, as you guys probably know, Belgium is famous for its waffles, Belgian chocolate, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And their frites and their beer. So if you like any of those things, you're gonna have white fish tonight, says Richard. Mm-hmm. Well, Richard, when we tell you about this might encourage you to have that chocolate. So we went out and we will upload all the videos as well.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like Belgian waffles in actual Brussels themselves. They were so good. So we will show you our favourite places to get waffles. There's 2 of my favourite places, which is one was Dandoy, and another one was called, was it Hala? Galette? I forgot.
Galette.
Galette. That's a galette. So we will show. Now the galette one had loads of flavours. So they had apple and cinnamon. Now with the apple and cinnamon, when you have whipped cream on that, it tastes like warm apple pie. Oh, that was.
But the actual waffle is made of apple, not there's apple on top. The actual waffle is apple and cinnamon.
Delicious. Oh, sorry, I've got to say this one as well. And the other one was the Mason Dan. Oh my word, they did cooked strawberries. Now you might have seen one of the recipes I did before. The cooked strawberries are you just basically you warm them in a pan and with sugar as well, and that all turns into like almost like a very syrupy jam. And that's so good with whipped cream. My word, it's amazing.
I can see somebody's probably going to make this strawberry.
Oh, I'm going to definitely do it. Richard said, here's a tip of Belgian chocolate. Go to the big store in France. You can get 500-gram bars for €2.
Yeah, but are they good?
Now, I've got to say, now, if you watched our video, we went to Newhouse. Now, Newhouse is our new favorite Belgian chocolatier. Now they are.
I've got two, but yeah, Newhouse is one of them.
One of our favorite. That's my favorite one. And I've got to say, pricey. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You'll see from the video, it's very expensive. Yeah. But my God, was that good?
Yeah.
That chocolate. Now there is one in London. There might be a couple, but there is definitely one in King's Cross Station. Actually, ironically, right next to Eurostar.
Yeah.
So they've got one there. Funny enough, we were chatting to the person in the shop, weren't we? And then we were saying to her, there's one in, she goes, oh, there's one in Harrods in London, isn't there? And I said, there's one in King's Cross. She didn't even know.
Yeah.
She went, oh, is there now? That's new. And I said, yeah, it's fairly new. But yeah, when I go to work, I pass through King's Cross Station. So Kelly will sometimes go, oh, can you get me some Newhouse? So I end up getting her some Newhouse.
Yeah, the chocolate. I've got two favourite chocolate shops. One you would have seen in the Brighton video, which is Leonidas, and there were a few branches in London, but since the pandemic, a lot of them have closed down. I think there's only like 3 shops in London, I think, if that. I believe there might be one in Westminster. There might be one new change, and then I can't even remember where the other one is. But whenever I go to Brighton,
Morel, how are you?
Hey, how are you? I hope you're well. But whenever we go to Brighton, we can. There is a shop as you're coming from the station into Brighton, and you can get. I always go there. And my favourite chocolates are the Jean Diaz and the Louise, both praline chocolates, and they also do a maple caramel chocolate, which is really nice, because they stopped doing caramel, or they were doing caramel ones, which were really nice, and then all of a sudden they stopped doing the caramel one and started putting bergamot in it, and I'm just like, I don't want to eat perfume. It's just like when you have the bergamot one, it's just like you're eating perfume.
Well, clearly someone likes them. Richard said, yeah, they're good and sweet, addicting, but only sold in France and Belgium. My mum brought me back some Island of White chocolate and I lost it in the house. How can you lose chocolate, Richard?
One of the cats has taken it.
Plot twist, did Richard's mum secretly eat the chocolate? Richard, you might have found out.
I'm thinking the cats.
So again, there's 2 types of main waffles that they have in Belgium. They have the Liège waffle. Yeah. And I thought, what is it? Just like a standard waffle?
I think the other one. Yeah, I don't know what the other one is called.
And here we go. Look, that's the Liège waffle. This is one we just got from Lotus. That's what the Liège waffle looks like.
Yeah, you can get Lotus here, but I don't know if you can get these waffles here. But Lotus is pretty popular everywhere now.
Now, what they'll do, I didn't realise this, but they use a special sugar called
pearl sugar.
Pearl sugar. That's it. Pearl sugar melts at a much, much higher temperature. So they can put it in the waffle iron and it won't burn. So it will actually just caramelize and crystallize on the Liège waffle. Oh my God, that's amazing. We've got to find a waffle place in London somewhere because they are so good, but a good one.
Good.
But they were absolutely delicious. So they are 2 recommendations for waffles: is Maison d'Andoy and also
Maison d'Andoy.
Maison d'Andoy. Thunder said, the waffles look so nice. Have you ever eaten waffles cold and dipped them in Nutella? Ever? I'm going to go get some and show you what we also got.
I rarely eat waffles cold. I don't normally eat them cold. But I did, so for our brunch where we had the family come round, I had bought normal waffles and chocolate waffles. Them chocolate waffles were like whoosh. They were gone. I didn't even get one. Right? I bought these waffles. They were dipped in chocolate. I said to Mark, warm them up a little bit because they will taste nice and warm. So he did. He warmed them up a little bit, and they were gone. I didn't even get a look in, not a look in. But also we did these to make it easier for ourselves. We bought already made pancakes, so sort of American style around. They're from M&S, and you get like you can get blueberry ones, you can get chocolate ones, you can get normal ones. I couldn't get hold of any of the blueberry ones, but I got hold of the chocolate ones, and again, whoosh, they were gone. I didn't get a look in again. It was crazy.
So yes, we do the Nutella. So we did buy these as well. As you can see, those all written in. I think that's in Flemish.
Flemish.
You can see there. So those are the Liège ones with the chocolate ones on. Not quite Nutella.
No.
But we did buy other ones as well. So that's just standard waffle, the square one. And again, look, we got them with the chocolate on top as well. We've got those ones, which look delicious. And also my little chocolate beans. Where's your... I couldn't find your new house sweets, the ones I bought you.
They're on the sofa. Oh, no, that's the... no, not the new house one. I was looking for them, but I couldn't find them. They're going to be in the bag somewhere.
And I bought these, so again, standard Liège waffles. So we've got a lot to try.
But these Liège waffles are from Elizabeth. So Mark,
which are quite expensive.
This, yeah. And so basically there's a really nice there are some really nice shops. So you got Elizabeth, you got Maison d'Andoy, you got New House, and you've got Leonidas. So they are the nice chocolate waffle places, meringue places. You didn't even bring up your meringue to show them.
Oh, I forgot I had the meringue.
Yeah, that's downstairs.
I'm going to bring that up in a second to show you. So wish food can come out the screen, sister. Oh, do you know what? We do wish we could share these with you guys.
I'm telling you.
But yeah, so what were we going to say as well? So that was our Belgian waffle trip. Right, let's talk about the chocolate. So our favourite chocolate places were, as we say, Leonidas, New House, which is my favourite one.
Yeah, we didn't go to Gala.
No, but Gala's a good one.
Gala is a good one, but I find the chocolate bars better. So I really like the Gala chocolate bars as opposed to the little chocolates. You're dropping them everywhere.
Oh, grab them.
He's dropping them everywhere, and he's saying to me, "We'll grab them."
All right, let me try these.
Right, here we go.
So these are chocolate coffee beans. These are from Elizabeth as well.
They're so different to what I was expecting.
Yeah, same here. These are really good.
They're very good, but it's the chocolate is actually coffee. I was expecting chocolate covered coffee beans.
Yeah, so was I actually.
That's what I was expecting.
So if you see from there, look, they look like magic beans, but
they really are strong of coffee. They're really, they're probably, I should have got another packet for cooking when I make a coffee cake or something. I should have got them. Yeah. They're very good.
Amazing.
I normally have the ones where it's chocolate covered coffee beans, like your brother sends sometimes from Washington.
Oh, sorry.
You see, I knew this was going to happen.
Well,
when Mark opens something, he cannot stop.
This is how you got to eat them. Right. Now, the thing we would say as well,
because of the hole.
Yeah, that's why. So the thing I would say though, right, chocolate. If you do go, chocolate shops to avoid.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't remember what the name of them were.
Home Sweet Home. Now we haven't eaten. To be fair, we didn't eat at Home Sweet Home, but our guide said, "Do not eat there. The chocolate isn't as good."
That wasn't in Brussels though. That was in Bruges.
No, it was in Bruges.
So in Brussels, the one that I would say to avoid chocolate-wise would be Gourmandi. They're very pretty shops. They're sort of like yellow inside, and they've got like chocolate stacking the walls and stuff. I wouldn't go in there. The only chocolate shops that I can recommend that I've eaten at, or that we've eaten at, would be Gala. But again, I would only suggest the chocolate bars. We did have a couple of chocolates from there, and they do give you free chocolates to try. So when you walk into the shop and you're looking at the chocolates, they will give you free chocolates to try. So bear that in mind. Just say, have you got any of these? Could I try one? They normally offer, but if not, you can always ask, can I try one? And they will give you one for free.
Another little tip: if you go to New House, and they will ask you, do you want to register with us? I would advise you do. I'll tell you why. Because every time I've been in there since, he gives me, or she gives me, whoever's serving, another bag with about 3 or 4 chocolates in for free on top of the ones I bought, because they said, "Are you registered here? We'll have these as well." So it is worth doing if you want to get some free chocolates every time you go in there.
Yeah, they check your email.
Yeah.
So they'll ask you for your email address and all of that, and then because you are registered with them, they give you free chocolates. So it's always worth registering and getting your little free chocolate.
Thunder said, was this the place you were not allowed to film in? Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I think, do you know what? I think it wasn't I don't think it was the place, it was the person.
Yeah, it was the person, the person at Newhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there was a young student in Newhouse, and as I was filming, he goes, "Oh, do you mind not filming, please?" And I think it was him, he didn't want to be filmed. So I said, "Okay, sorry, because normally I don't, actual fact, I never ever film the server, because I never know, out of respect to them, I never know if they want to be filmed or not. I just tend to film the chocolates, which is basically what you guys are interested in, not the server. I might film their hands as they're picking them up and putting them into, because obviously they'll wear gloves to pick them up into the bag. But I won't film their face. But this person was adamant, so I said, okay. But I went into another new house and was filming, and they were perfectly fine.
Yeah, and I think it does depend on, so I will usually ask. So I'll say, "Oh, do you mind if I film?" I can't remember who I was asking, and I said, "Oh, do you mind if I film?"
I thought he was being rude. No, he wasn't being rude. He did ask. To be fair, he did ask.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't being rude. I don't think he was a student. I think he might have been new, possibly, but I don't think he was a student. And then we saw him later delivering to another new house that we happened to be in this little gallery arcade place. So pretty, so picturesque. And we went into that new house, and then he came delivering with bags of chocolate for that new house. So yeah, but I can't remember. I do normally ask, "Do you mind if I film you?" I think somebody was doing something or pouring something, and I said, "Oh, do you mind if I film you?" Oh, and so we did a horse and carriage ride, and I asked the lady, "Do you mind if I film you?" And she said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." You know, she's very polite and all of this. So some people don't mind you filming, but then others do. So you kind of have to feel out the people, the room, sort of kind of read the room. And I should imagine in the chocolate shops that lots of people would film. I would imagine.
And also, this is the thing. So we, like I said, we're doing it for our vlog, so you guys can see what chocolates they have, what they sell. And when we go into cake shops, sweet shops, any type of those shops, we don't tend to film the server. It's really the produce that we're wanting to film in, so you can see. Invariably, sometimes you end up filming the person, especially if they're preparing something. So when we were filming Milk Train, for example, it was impossible for me not to film the person, because they were holding it really high to put all the sauces on the ice cream. So I had to do that as well. But like I said, my focus is on the actual chocolates or the ice cream.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think a lot of people or a lot of restaurants, they want you to film.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of places that we go to, and they actually do like when we went into Chuck and Blade, they were all about filming when we were in there.
Yeah, they said, and actually, in fact, the guy that owned it said, "Oh, you know," he said he would do not an interview, but almost like he was giving us loads of tips on where he sources all the products from and stuff like that. So that was quite good.
Yeah.
Richard said, "Have you noticed my videos timed with your lives? Let me explain. I'm 5 p.m., you're 6 p.m., and rest days are 8 p.m.
Right. Oh, okay. I see.
So you've got a little schedule that you do yours. But did you know? But did you buy the official Belgian bun? I've tried that. Yeah. No, actually, in fact, we didn't do the official Belgian bun. Actually, you say that there were bakeries there.
Well, what did I buy? The bread. Is that not?
Oh no, you did.
Yeah, I bought a chocolate one. I bought a sugar one.
Yes, you did. I forgot you.
And
I
bought a plain one.
I will be back.
It's at the bottom of the stairs. In the, I think it's in the Wittard's bag. I think.
I'm forever coming up and down the stairs, but we want to show you what.
Yeah. So basically, there is a. I don't know. It looks like the word "au malheureux," but I don't know if it is. I'll have to look at it again, the spelling and stuff. So, in the centre of Brussels, near Grand Place, normally where we stay, there was a shop there just behind, and they sort of like do all the mixing and everything in the window. You can see everything and all of that. And here we go.
So as you can imagine, we will have a lot of videos to come up. So all of this we filmed just to show you. So I'll let Kelly do the bits. But yeah, so Kelly actually bought 3 Belgian. But thank you so much for reminding us, Richard, because I completely forgot we bought that. Here we are.
I don't think it's Belgian bun though in the way that you're thinking.
Well, I think it is.
No. He's thinking of the Belgian bun. You know, like the ones you get at Greg's. Yeah. So au malheureux. Au malheureux. So or au Marie-Villa.
So the official Belgium has lots of chopped up cherries. This is slightly different. So we bought 3 different types of Belgian bun, which we will show you. So the first one is this one.
Okay, so this.
I'm gonna have some of this tonight. Actually, I forgot about this.
Is the raisin one.
I know you bought it, but you don't want it to go. So that's the raisin one. Can you see that? It's gone down a little bit actually.
Yeah, it was very puffy, but we got it yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
true.
You know.
You can see the size of it.
It was very big.
Do you want to hold it?
No.
Tilt it. Can you see that? So that's full of raisins. All of that's coated on sugar.
Yeah.
So all of the top there is sugar. It's absolutely delicious.
So that's the back of it there.
So these are about, and they weren't that expensive. It's almost like a loaf, and that's about what, €3 each?
Yeah, it came to. I'll have to have a look at the receipt how much I spent, but yeah, because it wasn't that expensive. They got a bit squashed, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Oh no, is this the sugar one? I want. Yeah, this has got to be the sugar one that's just melted. Well, it was very hot.
That's the sugar one. Now you can see that's got a bit thing, but that's the sugar one.
It got a bit bent there, but this is the sugar one.
Alicia said you two are going to be eating that until Christmas, but no, Mark, it'll be gone by Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I allowed it, it would be gone tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It would be gone. If he had remembered, he would have eaten it this morning.
Oh, I would have done that. Just to let you know, so on the top of that is what we were calling the sugar, the special.
Yeah.
What's it called? The sugar again?
Pearl sugar.
Pearl sugar. So the pearl sugar, and that melts at a much higher temperature.
Okay, this is all dripping, so
oh, God,
I have to be careful. Because I think it's the sugar that melted. This one is the chocolate one. Oh
yeah, so this has got chocolate. Mark's a growing lad, exactly. So again, this one's got the chocolate slices in it. Unfortunately, it's not doing it justice. Can you see those are all bits of chocolate in there? Because it's kind of flattened, unfortunately, on the journey.
I don't know if I took pictures of the actual.
It's sad. They look so much thinner.
They were so.
But they were that big. They were sort of rounded like that. But I suppose you've got to eat them on the day.
But also, we were carrying them and all that, and this one I also got, which is melted to God. It was so hot there. So these were, which is a shame. These were the what do you call it? What are your favourites? Meringues.
Oh.
So these are the meringues.
Oh my God! I want the chocolate ones. It's Miss Moreau. Mouth watering it. Shall we try? Have they melted?
Do you want to read out what they are?
There we are. So we've got. Oh, can you see that? So we have got. Let me just get that to zoom in.
I'll try and open it and see if we can.
It's just such a shame because they look so good. So this is the top one. That's meringue chocolate whipped with cream. Then you've got this one, which is meringue speculoos. So speculoos, for anybody not sure, is actually a Belgian biscuit. You can get speculoos spread now.
You can get it here. It's Lotus biscuits, if anybody knows. It's the normal biscuits that people give out with coffee.
There we are. And then there's this one as well, which is the coffee one, which I'm looking forward to. Then there's this one, which is the cherry. Oh my word! And then this one, which is the I can't read that one backwards. Praline.
Praline.
And then last but not least is caramel.
My favorite. I love the praline.
This is torture. Nom 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 nom. Thunder said, Alicia, yeah, Mark, you know, is as tall as LeBron James soon. Right, I'm going to go get some spoons.
Well, I think we'll have to eat them with our hands.
Oh, yeah, all right, we're happy with that.
I will go and wash my hands afterwards, but yeah.
All right, we're going to try this guy. This is obviously purely for science.
Okay, so which one is... So shall we try the...
Let's try the red one.
Okay, so here they are. They're a bit squashed. Unfortunately,
it's so sad because that's what they did look like when we bought them. So they were.
Oh yeah, we need a spoon.
That's what I thought. I'm gonna get a couple of spoons.
100%, we need a spoon. They're so soft, and yeah, but they look so good. Mark's gonna have to put them back in the bag again. But yeah, I've got this in front of my face. They smell absolutely amazing. By the way, I'm sorry, there's no smell-o-vision. But yeah, you definitely, if you're on your way to Brussels or Bruges or Ghent, because they have them. It's the shop called I want to call it but it's called Oh Marie Veleur, I think. Oh Marie Veleur.
Say it in French. Oh, Marie Veleur. Right. Richard said that's why I never brag. Sorry, never bring back chocolate from Isle of Wight. I'll be over in the winter. Smell-o-vision coming soon. All right. So what we're going to do? Hold it up so people can see. We're now trying the red one, which is this one.
Okay. I'm not going to do it backwards. I'll let Mark do backwards. I'm going to be doing it from forwards.
Oh, that's really good. So that one is the raspberry.
Do you know what? It's like, it's got sugar.
Oh my God, meringue. No, it's cherry. Meringue cherry whipped cream coated with crystal cherry meringue.
Yeah, it's the crystals. I knew I could taste. What one's this one? This is the coffee one.
No, that one is the, that's a praline one.
Which one's the coffee one? This one?
Coffee one. No, not coffee.
Oh, I thought
Oh no, the coffee one is that one, I think.
Okay, let's go for the coffee one.
Right, we're going for the coffee one. So let's hold it up so you can listen and see.
Okay. That one coming.
It's because they're melted. No, that one is a praline.
Praline.
That's so good.
Calm down. Got Mark.
I can't watch.
Got Mark eating it all.
It is very mushy, Richard. Right, okay, next one. That's a coffee, I think.
He says, wow, these do taste it.
No, we haven't had dinner. This is our dinner.
Even though it's melted, I've got to say these taste amazing.
Oh, that was amazing. It's like a latte. A whipped cream latte. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to finish in that.
No, that's fine.
Don't care what you say.
Cut Mark, because he's in love with coffee.
I love coffee. That's like, guys, that's like having a...
I'm going to have the rest of the...
Yeah, have the cherry.
Whipped
cream. That's like having a whipped cream latte. This is really indulgent, but look at, and it comes in that nice little display.
Exactly, it's very, very indulgent.
Okay, so next one, let's do this one. This is caramel.
What's the others?
Oh no.
What's this chocolate one here?
This is speculoos. That's caramel, and that one is chocolate.
All right, let's try the chocolate.
What's this chocolate one here? Chocolate.
The camera's not going to pick it up because it's picking up my
face.
It
is. No, it's got it. That is amazing.
I don't like that one as much.
Oh, that is so good. I'll have that then if you don't want it.
That one wasn't for me.
I used to say laughing because I said I don't care what you say. No, we haven't had dinner.
No, we haven't. Yeah.
This is really bad. All right, this one is caramel. Tonight, spuds and peas, salad and white fish, and Isle of Wight beer called White Knight. Oh, what's the Isle of Wight beer like? Now, Belgium is famous for its beer.
Yeah, for its ciders and beers and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
My hands are so sticky.
Really.
You know how I feel about sticky hands. Mark is just finishing everything. Give me a chance.
Too slow. Snooze, you lose.
This is where I get upset.
I'm just having all the bits from the side. You've had all these bits.
Right? I only had a little bit of that one.
You can have this one. I'll let you. So this is the last one. This is caramel. Okay. So you can see that one. So this is the caramel one. You can see it's got the whipped cream on it, but it's also got the flakes of chocolate on the top.
It's nice, but the best one was the first one that we had.
What was the first one?
The praline.
Oh, really? No, the first one we had was the cherry.
Oh, yeah. The praline and the cherry I like.
Go on, finish that one.
No, it's okay. Go. Do you know what it is? I have to wash my hands.
Go wash your hands.
Can you put this bag in there so that it doesn't drip all over the floor?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm one of these people, I can't have sticky hands.
There we are, guys. Look, that's not bad. We've finished the entire thing in one go.
Mark mainly finished the entire thing. The cheek of it.
There we are. I've had my whipped cream health kick thing. Right, let me put this in the bag.
Right, let me go and quickly wash my hands because...
I'll do it after you. You can't really both go, otherwise you've got no one talking on the live. So I'm going to try and put this in here while Kelly size of it out.
Yeah, because the chair is squashed and I can't get my leg out. That's why.
So there we have it. So Richard said Isle of Wight has 3 beer. Is it compounds? Yates as spring water comes up natural, so it's 100% pure Isle of Wight drink. Ah, okay. I do know because a few areas do their own drinks as well and their own beers. There's quite a few companies. Camden, there's a company called the Camden. So London's got loads of its own brewers. But yeah, Isle of Wight. I didn't realise they got their own brewers there. Is it good? Would you recommend it? Oh yeah, we are blurry. Sorry, Alicia. I think it's because the camera's coming in and out on the focus. So every time I'm trying to get this in, you can see. So we've eaten the entire pack, but that's for anybody that's interested. If you are going to Brussels, this is where they are located.
Yeah,
here.
if you keep holding things up, it will be blurry because it
there you
won't.
go. Those are all the locations. I'll leave it there just in case anyone wants to take a snapshot of it. And there's the numbers on there if you want to call. There you go. So you're going to sit back down. That's right. Let me get up.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get up.
This will be easier. I'll go wash my hands.
I feel much better now that my hands are washed. No, I've got water here actually. Thank you. So yeah, I've got to say I wanted to eat at O'Malera, and they had a shop, like I was saying, but they closed down. But then there's one further down the way, which we discovered. I think when we were doing the carry. So, but yeah, actually, I wanted to do an open top bus tour. So normally, when you do an open top bus tour, you can just find the bus stops. So I on this specific day, I said to Mark, "Oh, let's go and have a look for the bus stops, and then let's do an open top bus tour. You just hop on and you go." And we passed loads of them when we were in Paris, and you can do them easily enough in England. So I just thought, oh, do you know what? Let's just pass one and jump on. Well, I swear we could not find this open top bus tour. And so while we were walking the streets, I found the bakery, and I said to Mark, "Oh my God, this is the bakery that was in right in Grand Place, but they closed." There was also another cake shop, and I wish I knew the name of it. We actually took a film of it. So I have a Brussels playlist because we went to Brussels before, and I actually take a picture. They have all these lovely eclairs in the window and all. And I don't know what the shop is called. And I wish I had taken the name of it, because it could be just like Oh Marie Verleur, that it's just changed and in location. You know the I was telling them about the eclair shop. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. So you'll notice actually we will put the videos up there as well. But some of these places in central Brussels have actually now gone. So they do have the locations, but they're further out. Richard said, "Did you know the Isle of Wight has some of the Isle of Wight products sold in Borough Market?" Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, that would make sense though. I can imagine that. Yeah, like different places probably would sell at Borough Market.
And Richard said Hogwarts top and one with the snake. Kelly's a bit slithering. You busted, yeah. You got for the slithering bits. But there we are, guys. So that was our little excursion trip on our food recommendations in Brussels. If you guys do want to go, really do recommend going. However, a little bit as well. So we also did a trip excursion to Ghent and to Bruges. So if you guys are interested, you can actually get the train directly from Brussels to both cities, or they do a little excursion tour. So if you go to the tourist information office, if you are staying in Brussels, you obviously have to do it the next day, because it is an all-day trip. They do for €44 each, or €42 each.
No, 44.
It's 44 euros each. Sorry. They will drive you to Ghent first, which is a very small little city, very quaint, and
steeped in history though.
And then they will then do a little guided tour around there, and then they will drive you then on the coach to Bruges, allow you 3 or 4 hours around there, and then round about 5 o'clock they drive you back. So you get back, you start off about 8:45 and you finish. It's a long day at 7:30, but it really is worth doing. Beautiful city. I would definitely recommend it. We actually thought it was nicer than Brussels actually.
For me particularly, I really favoured Bruges. Ghent is steeped in history. If you're into your history and things like that, Ghent is it's the whole of
Or if you just want your food, I tell you something. The nowhere does chocolates and cakes like the Belgians. Waffles, I should say, like the Belgians. So good. So it's worth it just doing for that.
Yeah.
But if you can't make it over there, not to worry, because a lot of these chocolate shops, as Kelly said, are here in the UK. So Leonidas and Newhouse, two of our favourites, do have shops here. I don't know if Gala has a shop here.
I don't know if Gala has a shop here, but you can get chocolate galas here. I think.
Yes.
I think you can. I'll have to look that up. But I don't know where. I feel like I went somewhere and I saw Gala chocolate and I thought, oh, it's here, but I can't remember where it was. But like I said, for me the two chocolate, because they gave us one for free. And this was the last time we went, not this time. I didn't go into Gala this time because we went into Elizabeth, we went into Mazza d'Andoy, and then I went into that shop Mathilde where you get all the chocolate. So they do all the like noisette chocolate, so it's a bit like a variation of Nutella but better. So we went into a few of those shops, and then I went into my oil and vinegar store. I love my oil and vinegar. And you used to be able to get oil and vinegar in London and all that, but they're only based in Scotland now, in the UK days. But whenever I go to Brussels, or I think even when I go to Paris, right, I get oil and vinegar, don't I? Yeah. But I feel like that's the Ritual store that closed. But yeah, so in the oil and vinegar store, it was the one in Brussels is actually, because I was looking. So oil and vinegar do a special. They call it special balsamic vinegar, and it's so good. It's really, really good. So when I went then, I said, oh, do you do special balsamic vinegar? Because I actually taste it in the UK. And they said, no, but we do have a white balsamic vinegar. That white balsamic vinegar is so good. And then I saw that they had a balsamic vinegar della Casa. So I got that, which I assume is just house balsamic vinegar. So I got the house balsamic vinegar, and I got the normal vinegar, the white balsamic vinegar. And then I bought this garlic marinade. I also bought squid ink pasta. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do like a squid ink pasta with prawns. And I might put some like a jumbo lump crab in it and make it a bit seafoody. And I'm going to add this garlic marinade or paste or whatever it is that you want to call it into this pasta. And I hope it's going to be so good. But I'm also going to add chili to it because everything needs chili.
So Richard said, plans to go to Oxford in the new year if you're interested in joining me on my birthday month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
That sounds good.
Let us know, Richard. We'll definitely be interested in doing that in the new year.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. Please let us know. Also going to do London's New Year parades. Again, let us know if you're interested. One place is 100% must. A big time Cruise Hill this November or December. Excuse me. This November or December. It makes Christmas worth it big time. We've not done that actually, Cruise Hill. What I was going to say is though, we did do the Christmas market in London, and we did it in Belgium as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did many years ago. We did it in Brussels.
We did Brussels, and I always said, I wanted to go to different Christmas markets, and I think that Christmas market in Bruges would be really nice. The houses in Bruges are so picturesque, and so they're Dutch-like as well. We did a boat thing.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, canal boat ride. That was in Bruges. We did a horse and carriage ride in Brussels.
That tunnel was unbelievable. It's like this.
We filmed it all, and the film was running out as well on the camera. Yeah. So. Yeah, so I don't know how we'll edit that, but yeah.
Please do, Richard. Yeah, please keep us posted because we definitely keep an eye out for that. Christmas markets. So if you guys have got any recommendations for Christmas markets, do let us know because although it's lovely and warm and relaxing now, we will have to think about doing our Christmas start selection for our videos coming up. We did do, annoyingly, Leicester Square Christmas Market, and we never uploaded it.
I did upload some of it.
Did you? Are you sure? I didn't remember you uploading it.
Yeah, because I did London Part 1, 2, and 3.
Oh right, yeah, we should have done it as a separate video.
Yeah, but the Part 1 is the Christmas market.
Oh, your mum, Irene. Hello, Irene.
Hi.
Has just joined in to watch.
Hi, Irene. I hope you're well.
Yeah. So, Cruise Hill sounds quite good as well. We've never done Cruise Hill.
Never even heard of Cruise Hill.
We've done Leicester Square, as you know, and we've also done Piccadilly Circus, which is another one. Not Piccadilly Circus, sorry, Trafalgar Square, which was another Christmas market.
Oh yeah, that one I don't think I uploaded.
No, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And also as well, there is Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park, which we did a couple of years ago. The trouble is with the one in Hyde Park, if anybody's interested in going, is it does turn into a mud bath because it's in the park. So of course, everybody's walking around.
So packed,
yeah,
and I don't enjoy it. I have to be honest, because it's my friend, she goes every year, she loves it. But for me, it's just so packed. It's muddy, it's rainy. It's just it's never. I'm not one for like, you know, Glastonbury and all of that type of stuff. I know people love it and really rave about it. But for me, I just don't like that it's like so many people and everyone's trying to get to something. People aren't very mindful. Not everyone, but some people just aren't very mindful. It takes one or two people to upset you, and then it's just like, oh, can't we just all have a good time? But but Mark might do it. You might do Winter Wonderland maybe, but I don't think I would be doing it. I'd be like, oh.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like it's one of those things. We do want to show the Christmas markets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I do take Kelly's point, and it's very true. If you are going to go to a Christmas market in London, it will be very, very busy.
Yeah.
So we did go, like I said, the Leicester Square one.
Yeah.
And just to have a little wander around. It was nice. What's nice about it is it's on the pavement.
Yeah.
So
it was still a bit muddy, but I don't know where the mud came from.
No,
to be honest, don't know where it.
Nowhere near Hyde Park will be absolute mud fest.
Yeah.
So just be warned. If you're gonna go, don't take your nicest shoes. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Do wear wellies will be even better because it does get that muddy.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful time to spend in Christmas in London. It really when we stayed, because we stayed over for 2 nights, and it was so nice just to be able to go out and know that you can come back to that. You're not rushing off to get home or to catch the last train or anything like that, because we are, to be fair, we only live about half an hour away from London, to be fair. Central London, yeah. And because we're still classed as London, because London works in zones, and we live in a London zone, and we're only about, from this train stop, it's about 30 minutes from where my mum lives, and it's literally up the road. It's 20 minutes into London, so we are very close to London, to central London, as Mark says. But it's just to be able to sort of like park your stuff in at the hotel, know that you're gonna, and not have to rush back, or you can get up early and you can try some of the food places and all of that type of stuff. It's just nice, just really nice. It was a foodie weekend we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. So you'll see that in our London Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 that we did over Christmas. But we will be trying to do a few more videos, obviously approaching Christmas, just to show you what will be available in Christmas this year. Which unfortunately, I just don't like the cold. So it will be in a few months' time.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We're almost, August is.
It's just the cold. I don't mind Christmas. It's just the cold. I can't stand the cold. So that I won't miss.
I think, do you know what? You start to sort of get cranky roughly around March, because I think you've had enough of it by then. Yeah, you've had enough of it by then. So I think you're all right up until Christmas. I think it's fine, and I think you enjoy Christmas. You enjoy New Year, and we do have mild Christmases now. We don't have like really horrible Christmases, but I think by March time, I think you're dying for a holiday. By March, you're like, right, enough of this.
What's worse is if you get a dour April and a dour May, that just extends the winter on for a longer period.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, like I said, it will be a nice, mildish Christmas this year. But yeah, we will be doing those as well. We're looking at some more Christmas markets. We will be looking at South Bank's also a good one as well.
Yeah,
we will be looking. We always tend to go to Fortnum's and Mason's around Christmas time because they really do up the.
I love Fortnum and Mason.
Yeah, same here. But we have, we haven't done Harrods. Now, the reason we don't tend to do Harrods is purely just because it is so difficult to get to. It's a real.
Do you know what it is? I just don't like the thing of Harrods where I don't like that.
Oh yeah, but you're going to get that from those type of places. But it does have it's.
I don't like.
We should look to do that.
Yeah.
Also, as well, Harvey Nichols we haven't done.
Harvey Nicks, yeah.
Harvey
okay.
Nichols we haven't done.
And I love Phoenix, and I was talking to my cousin about it not too long ago. He goes, "Oh, you know, he feels like with Phoenix it's like for old people, whatever." And I don't see it that way. I see it as an old history of how people used to be, or what the people
is there still Phoenix signs?
Yeah. In what do you call it? New Bond Street.
Oh.
Yeah. And it just reminds me of that old time. You imagine older ladies in their fur, whatever, sort of like waiting to be served, and that's and it's that sort of old history, and that's what I like about. But you know what? There's no affordable department stores anymore. I feel like that, you know, like Debenhams,
yeah,
or like Alders, or like
isn't House of Fraser still going?
Yeah, but I don't feel it's affordable.
Oh,
John Lewis. Oh no, House of Fraser. I know there isn't any House of Frasers anymore.
Okay, Richard's got to go. So, Richard, thank you for joining us.
Richard.
I was going to ask you actually, Richard, about because I know you tend to do your Christmas trip to Oxford Street to go to John Lewis. So I will ask you about that another time, just because you get your quality street there. But enjoy, take care, and we will see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. But no, I think House of Fraser's gone.
Oh, has it?
Yeah,
oh, I didn't know that.
House of Fraser's gone. So you don't have any affordable, as far as I can see now. But it's a place like John Lewis,
yeah.
You know, which you know, John Lewis owns Waitrose. That's what Waitrose is, very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, equally John Lewis is. So you got places like John Lewis. You got places like Selfridges. You got places that I just don't feel are affordable for the normal working person. I just don't feel like, because before you had Debenhams, you had Alders, like you say, you had House of Fraser, you used to have Army and Navy. Do you know what I mean? These were all, to me, affordable department stores. They had their concessions, and they were all, you know, when they would have their sale and all that. And so I think for the average working person, it was affordable. But I feel like John Lewis do price match on the high street, which is fine. But they're still overpriced. So if you can't be bothered to go for a price match or whatever, you just buy whatever. And I think, yeah, it's very expensive as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we're going to go back a little bit actually to our trip. So we want to talk a little bit more about the Eurostar. So we managed to get the upgrade, didn't we, to premium, which you'll see on the video. The premium seats are quite nice. You do notice a slight difference in terms of you get much more legroom. And there's fewer people in your carriage. But talk a bit about how we got the price there, because we got, what was the upgrade, £10 each?
So what happened was, if you book the Eurostar in advance, you can get good deals. You can get tickets for like £39. If you're going to Paris, you can get tickets for £29. But we didn't book far enough in advance to get those sort of types of deals. So unfortunately for us, our ticket was £159. However, there was also an upgrade to £169 to go Premier. And I thought, for the sake of £10, we might as well go Premier. It doesn't make sense to, you know, so we paid £20 because it was £10 each. And off we went on the standard Premier. And I have to say, the standard Premier is so nice. And I prefer the afternoon standard Premier to the morning standard Premier. I feel it's more worth it with the afternoon. You get a nice hot meal. It's very small what you get, but I feel like the afternoon and the evening ones are better than the morning ones. So in the morning, you get a little continental breakfast. What we got was a croissant, a roll. We got yogurt. We've got a little pot of jam. Like you say, you get extra leg room.
Yeah.
You get hot tea or coffee. You can even get hot chocolate, but then they have to go and make it. And I didn't want to put anyone out, and I just said, "Oh, do you know what? I'll have a cup of tea." And you have your sockets, your USB sockets, and your UK and your what was it, the Euro socket as well. So you get all of that. You get a little reading lamp, like you say, you get extra leg room and all that. Now the standard is okay. It's nice. It's not a thing, but like, you know, it's less room, more people in the carriage, lot more noise. You can tell in the standard Premier it's quite quiet. You know, people are getting.
Is there one higher than that one?
There's the business one.
Right. Okay.
So as far as I'm aware, the business one is unlimited drinks and this and that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, you can have quite a few. If you go in the afternoon or the evening one, you can get quite a few drinks. So you can get your Cokes and your this and your that. I think in the 2 hours, I don't know if it's unlimited, but you can have a few. You just call them over, and then, you know, whoever's serving the drinks and the meals. But you only get one meal, but you can have as much drinks, I think, as you want.
Oh, so Thunder's asked a question, a random question. Do you two watch Impractical Jokers? If not, it's hilarious. I definitely recommend. As funny as a friend, if not funnier. As funny as friends, sorry, not funnier. I do like it. I really do like it. Some of the things make me laugh so out loud so much. It's the sort of things my friends and I would love to have done if we had the budget for it. So what I mean by that is I love the fact that they put each other up to gags and jokes and stuff like this.
There's a couple of them that I find funny, but for me, it's only okay. But there is a gag show that I love called Juste pour rire, so just for laughs, and it's all silent, right? I'm not the French and people from Mauritius, the Mauritians. They really love physical things like Mr. Bean and things like that. They're very much into the mime and the physical aspect of comedy. Now, I'm not really into that type of comedy, but Juste pour rire is what I was on the flight to Canada.
Thunder said, "Oh, just for laughs." Is it either Irish or Canadian versions?
Canadian version, right? I was on the way to Canada, and I was watching something, and I had the earphones in, and I was on my own, so I was flying on my own, so next to strangers. And I was watching I just had it on, and I started laughing out loud, and the man just like, and people just like in the other aisle just looking at it. I was laughing so much, it was so funny. But yeah, the Canadian one. I don't think I've watched the Irish one, but the Canadian one really did make me laugh. But again, I'm not normally into the silent or the. I did love Charlie Chaplin when I was growing up, actually, or Harold Lloyd. You'll all be too young to remember all of these things, but I liked those types of things. But my mum, she really, she loved, because Mrs. Bouquet was quite physical as well when she'd fall into the hedge and things like that. My mum loves that sort of thing.
Thunder said, "Yeah, they're hilarious, but I don't think they're as popular anymore." No, that's true.
No, they're not. Yeah.
Mark, who is your favourite Joker? Is that from the Impractical
Jokers?
I can't remember them by name. I love one of my favourites is the sort of the thin guy. There's two of my favourites: the thin guy and the guy with the beard.
Is it the thin guy with the bald?
Yeah, the bald-headed guy as well. I don't know why, but I find him hilarious. But there was one of the bits of my favourite ones is when they do conferences, or they do not conferences. What do you call them? Presentations.
Yeah.
So they'll do sort of presentations, and of course they don't know what's coming next, so they'll be on the microphones behind them, and they'll get them to do something. Mer and Q or Sal. I think it's Sal. It's Sal, and I just think it's so funny. It's just that when they get them to do that. One of the bits I really liked as well was they got some people to paint. They had a load of furniture which they had outside of a flat, and three of them had to come out one at a time and be on the top balcony. And one of them was all dressed up in he had like a feather boa on and a big lady's hat.
Yeah, I remember this.
And he was having it with his like a cigarette in a holder like this, and came out, and it's just like really, really flamboyant. But the other one was when he was doing karate. It's like he was Karate Kid. He was doing all these moves. Of course, he was totally unsupple. and he was trying to do all these high kicks because he can only get his legs so high. Of course, these guys are painting the furniture, thinking he's hired them. Try not to laugh at him. Oh yeah, my God, the presentations have done the funniest. You should watch the African elephant presentation. It makes zero sense, which makes it golden. I'll have to watch that. Oh yeah, that was so. He was playing a pompous rich guy, and the people were fixing the table for him. Oh, that had me hilarious because he kept coming out with little things. Of course, he's stuck in character and sort of threw the feather boa around him as well. There was another one as well, which made me laugh. I don't know if you remember it, but they were at a conference. It's almost like a party. And they asked him to follow one guy around, and sort of when he introduced people to him, they asked him to. I think it was Sal. They kept getting him to follow everyone around. This guy was just trying to get rid of him, but he said, "No, follow him." And every time he introduces himself, to introduce yourself as well. So he's just like a real nuisance. Of course, people that at this function as well say, "Oh, is he your friend?" They go, "No, I don't know him. I'm trying to get rid of him." So that was funny as well. I did enjoy that one as well. There was another one which I thought was brilliant. Was they got one of the guys to do perform a strip act.
Okay.
But what they did is they got these little suckers on him, so it looked like he had all these like bumps and lumps on it. It looked really grim. That was Q. He was clung to the guy. Yeah, the guy kept winking or something to get rid of him. Yeah, that was right. I thought that was really funny because that's happened as well to me when I've been in functions as well. Someone will attach themselves to you, and you think to yourself, "Oh God, why are you following me for?" Of course, you don't want to be rude, but the person will keep following you everywhere. So, not works functions, but in other social functions. So I just think to myself, you don't want to be rude to it. So that's why I found it funny. But yeah, I did like that was one of my favourites where they were fixing the furniture. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I remember that one. I thought that was all right when he was coming out with all the flamboyant stuff on. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. But Kelly, are you not so much into it?
Do you know what I don't know what it is. I don't know. So when I watch comedy, I don't want to watch the behind part. Does that make sense?
You see, this is where I'm this is where I'm different because I love all these things as well. The other things I do love is watching YouTube ones. So you'll get ones like Ghost Prank and Clown Prank and all of these ones as well. And I don't know why, I find them hilarious. I mean, I'll be laughing about it.
The sort of things that I find hilarious. So there's one where people are sitting at a bus stop and there's a picture of Chucky. And for some reason, keep looking at the picture, and they know. But that's the thing of gut instinct, right? Something's happening, and you're looking at the picture, and then all of a sudden, someone's coming out with a knife or something. You're like, oh my God! Or you're in a lift, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, and then the girl from is it The Ring or The Grunge or whatever it is?
So that's a Brazilian prank show. So if you get the chance, go on YouTube and write Brazilian lift prank. If you type that in there as well, or Brazilian ghost lift prank, it will come up there. And what they did, it was actually brilliant. They designed this lift, but it shakes, so you actually think it's moving, but it doesn't move. But the person that gets in the lift think it's going up and down. I won't ruin it, so you'll see it, but it's very, very clever how they've done it. And,
and quite scary as well.
Yeah, it was very scary.
I'm like, oh my God!
Oh, so they say, oh yeah, you've seen it. It's scary though for those people. Totally, because when I can say it now because you've seen it, but when the girl appears and the lights are off, they think she's appeared from nowhere, and then she screams, and then the lights go on.
Yeah, but sometimes when the light goes on, it's like then they're like squeezing themselves to the back of the lift. Then all of a sudden the doors, and there's one man who grabs his son and they fling him out of the thing, and I'm just like, or it's an underground car park.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah.
And then what's that tall man with the faceless sort of thing?
Oh, Slender Man.
So he's just standing there like this.
Yeah.
Like this, and then people are like, they don't know what they're gonna do. I'm like, oh my God.
There's another famous one that I really like as well. It's a very, very simple concept. I've forgotten the guy that does it, but he does the shampoo prank. And
God, yeah.
I love the shampoo. I was laughing so much at that because what's so funny about it is because you can see, because obviously somebody, either male or female, they're washing their hair, and
There's
what he
something-
does, he leans over and just drops a bit more shampoo and then leans back. So they're thinking, they go, and because these guys go, "What is shampoo?" and then throw it on the floor.
But the one that I like, sometimes, they're walking along, and then they see there's one. They come with sometimes it's two people that come out, so it's like a partner. It's like a horror film, but
I've
it's
not
a
seen that
partner one. I don't know, because I don't watch too many horror films, but you kind of know the horror film because you've seen it advertised. And then it goes run,
that's it.
run, you're like, it's just like people are carrying pizzas or something,
And
and
they
you
just
just run, oh my god.
What gets me is the number of people that is a boyfriend and girlfriend, where the boyfriend will throw his girlfriend in and then run.
It runs off.
Thunder said it's hilarious, and there was a Japanese lift prank too. Have you seen? Oh, I haven't seen the Japanese lift. I'll watch that one.
Have you seen the one when they're walking? I think they're in the hospital and they're walking along the corridor, and then all of a sudden they see this girl on her own in a corridor holding a teddy with a white nightdress on, and she's just looking at the floor. And they walk around and they're like, they don't know whether to approach the girl or that she just. But I think she starts running towards them, and then they just run off. It's just like, it's crazy.
You might like the Lebanese bus prank. They print a photo of a random stranger, put it on the bus, make it look like they're a superstar, and the people Thunder, don't drink while you laugh. Oh no, I haven't seen it. Might check it out. No, do watch. That's funny.
Oh my god.
There was a German one which I thought was hilarious as well, where what they'll do is it's in an airport. And what they do is the person somebody takes a photograph of just a random stranger, and they quickly run out the back, and they print it on a newspaper saying "dangerous person, have you seen this person?" And then what they do is people will start looking at the newspapers, and of course the person opposite sees themselves and they're looking at it, and of course then it appears on the news channel where you'll see this newsreader, and it's their photograph in the background, and they're saying "dangerous convict escaped," and this one was looking around like this. Yeah, that's a great one too. Those types are the best.
There was a TikTok I was watching earlier, and when we went to Brussels, I forgot to bring my phone. I wanted to do all these TikToks and all these and I couldn't do anything because I forgot my phone. But anyway, so I was watching TikTok earlier. Yes, last night actually, and then I was showing Mark today where it goes, "My family's evil," and then. So basically, they are playing a WhatsApp conversation, and this girl comes on. She goes, "Oh yeah, my friend is doing she's doing a food thing, and she was just wondering like if you want to buy some food, let her know and all of this. But if you ever saw the state of the food, and I'm assuming because it's got dad on there, and then it's got a girl's name Charlotte on there, so I'm assuming." It's it's a family, so it's a father and two sisters.
I'm assuming
and one other. I think it might be three. So I think it might be three sisters and a father, and so the first girl, the first daughter, she puts up the pictures of the food, and then the second daughter says, she goes, "I'm sorry, what am I looking at?" Right? And the girl goes, "Well, the first one is like chicken and rice. She's trying to do a KFC sort of thing." And Mark looked at the picture and she was like, "What?" And then he goes, "Yeah." And the second one, shepherd's pie. And she goes, "I'm sorry, are you being serious?" She was like, I don't know if you're being serious, but are you being serious? And she goes, "Yeah, I am being serious." Like, she just started to do a cooking thing. And then the woman's going, "Okay, but what's the other thing?" She goes, "Well, she was trying to do what was it, lasagna, but she didn't have any red sauce, so she ended up just using. So she made a lasagna just bechamel sauce, right? No tomatoes, no nothing." And I was just sitting there, but the food is so grim. It is so grim. And the woman, like, don't get me wrong. If you, lots of people can't cook, and that's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you wouldn't set up a business.
But yeah, you cannot set up a business if you can't cook. That's just if you can't cook. Lots of people can't cook, and that's fine. You just eat what you can, or you keep it moving, or you get whatever. But you cannot sell food if you cannot cook. And if you saw the shepherd's pie, right, it just looked like burnt crumble.
No, that was the thing. It was just the filling of the shepherd's. There was no potato topping. Because you see one of the dad's comments say, "Hang on a minute, doesn't shepherd's pie have a potato top?" It was just a mincemeat. She hadn't put any topping on it.
Says, "What? Why?" Then she said, "Why is there carrot in a pasta?
See,
in a pasta bake, right?" And then then the other girl tries to defend her friend. Well, she's really trying. She's doing it for charity. She did it. So then the other said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll donate to whatever the charity is, but I really can't eat that." She said, "I really can't eat that food." And then she's like, "Well, I was going to show her these comments, but I can't show her these comments now." And then she goes, "She does cakes." And then the dad said,
Kelly can't finish the sentence because she's laughing so much.
"Can you send a picture of the cakes, right?" So then the picture of a Spider-Man's face guy, which to be fair looks sort of okay. But then there was the incredible.
So what Kelly's trying to say is she showed a picture of the Spider-Man face. The eyes were massive, but the head was like, but it wasn't too bad. But what was worse, she did the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
So the Incredible Hulk though, one leg was like this, the other leg was like this. And then, of course, I don't know what she'd done, but she put the eyes on, but she put the mouth, but it looked like a massive moustache, a big black moustache.
The dad said.
So the dad said, "Is that the Incredible Hulk or Hitler?" She's like, "Oh, you're cussing my cakes." And then she said, he goes, but then he took a photo of the dude's massive, different sizing legs.
He goes, "I didn't know Incredible Hulk.
I didn't know the Incredible had a limp." I didn't know the Incredible Hulk had a limp.
Oh, God.
And of course, she would get really upset.
So funny. Yeah, but the poor girl, she's backing her friend, right? Because the woman is clearly trying to collect for charity. But then the sister said, "Oh, I'm really sorry." The sister was taking deep breaths so she wouldn't laugh, right? But you could tell she was going to laugh any minute. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I want to." And then then another sister said, "Oh, that food looks shit. It's worse than my own cooking." And then the sister put up a picture of a half-eaten sandwich. I was just like, "Oh my Lord." It was so funny. It was, there's very few things that I find funny. So when I see something like that, I was laughing. So I just thought, oh.
I was upstairs in bed, and all I could hear Kelly downstairs going like this, just laughing.
So funny.
Thunder said it's like when people do bad drawings, looks nothing like the person. Yeah, that's true, but the effect counts. So you do think, "What? Who's that?"
Yeah, it was like the Incredible Hulk where he goes, the dad goes, "I can't tell if that's."
But the leg, it was the leg differences. That was the thing. So one leg was like that, and one leg was like this, and they were just two.
He said, "I didn't know the Incredible Hulk had a limp."
It was so. Of course, yeah, she was getting really upset.
Yeah.
You can understand that because she wanted to do it as a business, but no one. I mean, it's like the sister said, no one's going to buy that food. I'll give you the money.
she was trying to hold it in. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give you the money, but I don't think I can eat that food." She goes, "Oh, she's just doing it as a practice. If you're doing it as a practice, you don't sell it. That's what it is. It's a practice. You get other people to try it and then tell you, honest people, and tell you like where it went wrong."
Well, the funny thing is, so I said, what are those black things? You said those are green beans. But they were long, they were black. So she'd obviously clearly either overboiled them or burnt them.
And the girl goes, "Oh, she's trying to do like a KFC type chicken." But there was no breading on the chicken. It was just plain. I was looking at it thinking, no, this looks grim. Because you know what? Sometimes I feel that people don't think in the same way as I do. There was a young, years ago, I used to work with this girl, and I didn't like her at all, but everybody seemed to love her, and I thought, do you know what, Kelly, it must just be you must not be seeing something, like just calm yourself and all of this. So I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I could not get on with this girl. I then worked with another girl downstairs, and she said, "God, what's up with that girl? You know, let's call her, I don't know,
Sam, let's
call her Sam." She goes, "Yeah, what's up with that girl, Sam?" And I was just like, "What? I thought it was only me." She's like, "Nah, that girl is fake. I can't stand her," and all of this. Then later on, I came to find out that nobody liked her. Nobody liked her. And I just thought, well, why was everyone running around like the, but yeah, you know, I was just like, oh yeah, couldn't stand her. But I was right. But yeah, sometimes I feel like, is it just me, or is anybody noticing it? So when I looked at the food, I thought, but that food, this was before the conversation had started on the WhatsApp, and I thought, but that food don't look right. Like, what's she trying to do? And I couldn't tell if the food in the corner was meant to be cornbread or whether it was mac and cheese. Right? I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh yeah, it did look like a. I thought it was a sponge cake she put in there.
That's what I couldn't tell. I was like, oh god.
Thunder said, "Let make a version of the pineapple ice cream. She might use a turnip and single cream."
Oh no! Could you imagine?
Do you know what? I that wouldn't surprise me. Some people, when they've made incarnations, I know if you've ever watched Come Dine With Me, but they did a celebrity Come Dine With Me, and Peter Stringfellow's on it. Now he had tried in a posh restaurant, what's it called? Olive oil ice cream. So someone had made olive oil ice cream, and it's not sweet. It was obviously made with olive oil.
Right.
And the idea is you have that with your meat accompaniment. Right. So what he did is he tried to replicate it. He took vanilla ice cream and just poured vanilla on it. He poured olive oil over it. Of course, they just said, and he served it with lamb. And people said, I'm having lamb with ice cream with olive oil on it. He said it was just disgusting. It didn't work. It was just totally disgusting. But of course, not a nice combo. No, totally. Right. But that's what happens when somebody tries to replicate and doesn't understand the concept of the cooking.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, although I've never tried it, bacon ice cream.
Oh yeah, that's Heston Blumenthal. So he does. So when you do ice cream, the idea is if you add eggs to it, you have to keep churning it, otherwise it will taste eggy. So he stopped doing the churning because he deliberately wanted it to taste eggy. That was the point. So he would add the bacon flavour in it, so it had a bacon and egg flavour. And that's what he did, but very expensive. That
I'm not a Heston Blumenthal fan, I've got to say.
Oh, there was another combination somebody did: banana and ketchup. Oh no!
On it, these people, honestly.
Oh, Five Guys do a bacon milkshake. No, I don't. In the United States, funny you should say that, Thunder. But in the United States, bacon on top of donuts is very, very common.
I had it.
You did, yeah, and bacon with maple on top of a donut is very common as well. I mean, like I said, you don't see it so much in this country, but that is common.
Yeah, for me, don't get me wrong, the maple on the donut, nice. The maple on the bacon, nice. Bacon, maple, and donut.
Too much?
The texture of the donut does not go with the bacon. It does not go.
Do you know, Ashfaq, that's making me ill, banana and ketchup. Just the thought of it. Like, who would have that?
Some crazy people. They've got a pop-up ice cream store in London at the moment. They've got baked bean flavour ice cream and mayo flavoured ice cream and all of this type of flavoured ice cream is crazy.
I mean, I've heard of savoury ice cream flavours, but no, that would just...
I've yet to taste the savoury ice cream. I don't think I've tasted the savoury.
The closest I've had is matcha, and that's the absolute closest. But
yeah, I haven't had a savoury ice cream.
Somebody else had Heinz beans in cornflakes with milk. Oh, I don't know. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting.
Milk and baked beans.
Oh,
seriously.
Geez.
I can imagine crumbling up cornflakes maybe on top of the beans to give it a crunchy texture. Because a lot of cakes now, they're being, what they're doing, they're crumbling like Doritos like on top of cakes and things that and things like that.
Well, I did see a TikToker. What they did is they took chicken.
That's right, chicken, yeah.
And they got Doritos, crushed them all up, put milk in there and an egg. Now this is in the packet, and then you put your chicken strips in there, and you sort of shake it all up, and all those Dorito flakes stick then to the chicken, and then they deep fried that and did it that way. So I could see that because it's a form of breading.
Yeah, and they do the same with cornflakes on the chicken, but I don't imagine. Don't get me wrong, I really love crispy chicken skin.
Yeah.
But I don't want cornflakes on my crispy. No. Either it's crispy or, do you know what I mean? Forget it. Don't put cornflakes on it.
Exactly. Yeah, at least it's all savoury. I mean, the one thing I do, if we're talking of bananas, you don't like bananas.
No, I hate them.
I do like bananas and chocolate, or bananas and peanut butter. I do like that combo. But I was going to say, with anything else that's savoury, I couldn't do it.
I like jam and peanut butter. I really like peanut butter and jam. PB&J.
but the peanut butter and chocolate, that combo is amazing.
Yeah, that is good.
I got told off because Kelly bought a big pack of Nutella, and I was getting a spoonful of peanut butter and then a spoonful of
And double dip him.
like a wave. Peanut butter, Nutella, bite. Peanut butter, Nutella, bite.
And then the other day I opened lemon curd because I was baking a cake. So I baked a cake, did all the lemon curd and everything else, and then left it in the fridge. And this one just ate it with a spoon.
Charlie, how are you, Charlie? 576 followers.
Wow,
Well done.
wow.
Any new videos recently? We haven't checked it, so apologies to everybody. Because we've been away this week, we haven't had a chance to catch up with your vids. We will be checking out on people's videos this weekend, just to have a little look. So there's a lot I need to catch up on.
We've got a few things to do this weekend. So we're gonna do a little barbecue tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know what you're gonna catch up with because
I can watch it tonight. Some of the
videos.
videos.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
How about this combo? Somebody had peanut butter in a sandwich with onion. No.
Peanut butter with onion.
No,
honestly,
I could say. For me, the only savory. Don't get me wrong, savory and sweet together can work. So, like I said, I don't eat bacon, but you have bacon.
Maple syrup and bacon with pancakes, delicious.
You know, and I have had various sort of savory and sweet combos as well, but. Like I say, sweet and sour and stuff like that is nice. But really weird ones like that, I can't see working.
I mean, duck and waffle's quite nice. But I wanted the confit duck. That annoyed me. So I need to go back again and have the confit duck. But the duck that I had in Borough Market at the Frenchie, like I said, I highly recommend the Frenchie.
So if anybody is in Borough Market, please do check out our
South Bank.
South Bank, do check out the video. Kelly absolutely raved about the duck burger.
Even my nephew, Mark, took him back the following week.
Yeah, and he didn't have the burger though.
Oh, what did he?
No, he wanted something else. Thunder said, yeah, those ones are gross, but the syrup with the American breakfast just goes so well. You're right. I don't know what it is. That sort of combo is what seems to work, and I don't mind. Because I always think of peanut butter as savoury. I don't know why. I know it's not. It's got a
sweet, yeah.
But I always think of it as savoury. So that combo of that and the chocolate does work.
Yeah, I'm not a lover of Reese's Pieces only because it's thick bits of peanut butter. But I do like the peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
Because they're smaller and they're more palatable. So I can take a few and then I'll eat them. But with the Reese's Pieces, they're quite chunky. I can take half a bite. It's quite nice. But the things that I like, the Nutter Butter cookies. I really like the Nutter Butters.
So Thunder said there's a nice cafe on Harrow on the Hill called the Doll's House. And they do a nice American veggie breakfast. And their food is nice. Vegan options too. Thank you, Thunder. I'll have a look into that. To Harrow on the Hill. Called the Doll's House.
The Doll's House. I feel like I've heard about the Doll's House. I don't know if I watched a TikTok video or somebody spoke about the Doll's House, but it just rings a bell. I'll have to look on my list because I've made a list of things and I don't know if the Doll's House is on there. I have a feeling it might be.
We'll have to have a look. So again, thank you so much. We always love your recommendations because we're always look on the outlook for new places to go to. And like I said, because we've got loads of videos to upload for Brussels. So we will be uploading all those, our little tips and recommendations on places to eat there if you do want to go.
Where was your what was your favourite part of being away?
My favourite part of being away would probably the trip to Bruges and just being in Brussels myself. Thunder said, no worries, I'm not sure where it might be a bit far for you. It's northwest London. We will have a check. We will have a look at that.
Yeah, I'm just having a look now. Actually.
Yeah, Kelly's just having a little look. It's one of those things. Harrow on the Hill. How far is it?
It is far, but I went to Harrow because I've got a friend sort of roughly near there, near Harrow.
We will check it out though. We will check it. We've got so many places to do, so we'll put it on the.
So many. I've made a huge long list of places to go. But there's also another place called, and that's far as well because it's near Dalston. But it's called the Belgique. and they do a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous beetroot brownie. And I really need to get it again because I really would like to replicate the recipe. I've tried to do a Belgian brownie before, but I don't know if I cooked it for I might have baked it for a bit too long. I need to bake it less. But yeah, but it also was quite heavy. But the one, the Belgique, I say he because I'm saying Belgique, but it's quite light. It's not as heavy, so I definitely would like to try it. Definitely.
Beetroot flavour. Well, it's not. I don't think it's beetroot flavoured, is it? It's got beetroot in it.
It's got beetroot in it. It's a beetroot brownie, but it's not a. It's actual chocolate, but you don't taste the beetroot at all. So it's not pickled. It's the normal raw beetroot. It's still red, but it's not pickled. Like when you eat beetroot, it's because it's been pickled, but this is normal beetroot.
So with the beetroot, what it does is it keeps it moist, but you don't actually taste the beetroot in it. If you were to take a bite into it, and I said, "What does that taste like?" You would just say chocolate brownie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't guess it's in there.
Yeah.
I remember a friend of mine used to make many years ago. He had a recipe to make chocolate cake with salad cream, which to me sounded disgusting. But when you tried it, you could not taste the salad cream in it. You just couldn't.
There's lots of recipes that call, like chocolate recipes that call for sour cream or buttermilk. I think red velvet cake is chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows this, but red velvet cake is chocolate cake with food colouring in it. Or sometimes I think they might put beetroot powder in it as well. And then they just add buttermilk to that or sour cream. It depends. Sometimes vinegar. But yeah, the different recipes call for different things. But red velvet cake, a lot of people don't know, is chocolate cake.
Oh, I was going to say that would be a weird flavoured brownie. Yeah, it would be weird. Have you ever tried chili chocolate? Well, funny enough, yes. Richard, how are you?
Hey, Richard. I hope you're well.
Good to see you. Yeah, we have
lovely
tried.
To see you.
Yeah, lovely to see you. We have tried chili chocolate. Funny enough, when Kelly bought her velvetizer, one of the sachets in there was chili chocolate.
Yeah.
That was quite nice. But yeah, we have tried it on various. In Mexico, I know my brother bought.
Yeah.
He went to Cancun and he brought me back some chili chocolate.
Yeah, you like it. I'm not a fan of chili chocolate or salted caramel.
Oh, I love salted caramel.
I don't mind salted caramel if it's very subtle, but I'm not a lover of salted caramel where you can actually taste the salt and all of this. And you know, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, but it's dark chocolate." But if you just add salt to it, it sweetens it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't sweeten it.
It's not quite the same. I don't know. It has room for me, but that's more for the bitter chocolate.
Yeah, but you like the bitter taste because you like the bitter taste of coffee.
Yeah, I love
so I feel like the darker chocolate you would take to because it's got that bitter taste. But I'm not a lover of anything sort of like bitter or that leaves an aftertaste. But if I bake chocolate cake, you do have to bake it with dark chocolate, of which I do. But then the frosting I use will be milk chocolate. So I did, the other day, my mum, like I said, my mum had an event and I was just baking, and I baked so many cakes. And I think she gave them away in raffles. And I was just like, I didn't know you were giving them away in raffles. But yeah, she gave these like box. But had I known she was going to do that, I would have mixed and matched them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, everybody got one box of chocolate apricot, and then another person got a box of chocolate cherry, and then another person got lemon drizzle, and then another person got pineapple and coconut, and then another person got cherry almond. And it just didn't make sense. I would have. The cherry almond I may not have mixed because you don't know who these days who's got nut allergies and who doesn't. But what I would have done was mixed all the others.
Yeah.
So then you got a little bit of everything. Do you know what I mean? But she didn't say that to me. She said, "Oh, I'm going to sell them." I was like, "All right, cool. Here they are." But otherwise, I would have mixed them. It would have made more sense. Or what she should have done. But because I wrote the names of them, because I thought she was selling them, so I wrote the name because in case anybody asked. So I wrote the names on the boxes of what they were. But yeah.
So, guys, we've got a few more videos coming up, as I said. So we will be showing a lot more of our trip that we went to Brussels, Belgium, overall best. Let me start again. Our trip to Brussels, Ghent, and Bruges. We'll be showing a lot more of the cuisine we had, and of course, a lot more of the delicious chocolates that we had there. I'm going to have another one of these while I talk because these are so good. We'll talk about our favorite places to have chocolate.
Well, we didn't go to too many places to eat because we don't eat lunch.
No, but we will. We did show the chocolates and we did show the cakes.
We showed the chocolate. We showed the cakes, and then we showed breakfast in the morning. Mark's favourite meal of the day.
It certainly is.
And then we ate at one place, which was disappointing, which was the pizza place. But we didn't film in there.
No, we should have. So we probably should have filmed in there. But we did find a really nice, was it Japanese or Chinese restaurant? Japanese restaurant, which we ate in, which was really good. So we will show you that as well.
Yeah, we did film in there.
And we'll also show you a lot of things that we did around Brussels itself. So again, the horse and carriage ride, which we really did enjoy. So I'll give you an idea. If any of you guys are thinking of going to Brussels, and where to get the excursion trip to Bruges and Ghent.
Yeah, we didn't film the information office though, which was a shame.
No, we can do a little amendment actually, just to show you where to get it from. But it was well worth doing, and for €44 each for 2 journeys basically, and including the travel guide as well. Yeah, I thought was really good value for money.
He was really good. So, So when we went on this trip, what I thought was really clever, he gave us all these they were like boxes, little boxes that you hung around your neck, and he gave you a set of earphones.
Think of it like a little iPad, but what they do is they actually they're locked on a certain frequency and they intercept his microphone, which is fantastic. Because tour guides that I've always done in the past, unless you keep up with the tour guide, you just can't hear anything. Yeah. But you got your headphones in, so you can actually hear him as he talks. So even if he's way ahead, you can still pick up, and it's got quite a good radius to it.
Yeah. Now I thought it was a digital guide, so I thought we were just going to plug it in and listen to this digital guide. Of course, the first set of earphones he gave me, one ear didn't work, so I had the ear in. I thought I can't hear anything. And it turned out it was because that was the side that wasn't working, and this was the side that was working, and I hadn't put it in. But Mark also got a set of earphones, but he was using his own. So he gave me his set of earphones, and I plugged it in, and then I could hear everything. So that was okay. And so you get given one of these sort of like little boxes. They're like very, very old. You remember the old, so when not iPads, but they were iPods, very small, like little boxes. They were about that big, and it was very similar to that, or very similar to a very small walkie-talkie. And you just hung it on, and you chose the channel, and you operated the volume and stuff like that. And so we got off the coach, and you also have to please bear in mind when you take these trip. Well, this specific trip, they don't schedule a toilet break.
Oh God, yeah, poor Kelly.
So when we got off the bus, now don't get me wrong, I went to the toilet before we left, but we got to the place early, and then we were waiting around for half an hour for somebody to come and get us. And they turned up at just gone 9. Now I had probably gone to the toilet about 8 o'clock, so we're already an hour in. By the time we got to the first place, it was about an hour. So now it's a couple of hours, and I'm thinking, I think I need the loo. So when we jumped off the bus, he started talking and all of this, and I said, are we going to be able to go to the loo before this? And he goes, he said, how long can you hold it? And I was just like, well, I said, all right, 10-15 minutes. He goes, okay, that's fine. So we're walking around, and in my mind I just thought, do you know what, I hope we get to a toilet, because it was going on and on and on, and I thought, well, this is a bit longer than 10-15 minutes, and I needed to go 10 minutes before the bus stopped. And I thought, okay, so anyway, just calm myself and all of this. And then he goes, and then all of a sudden, where is my Londoners? So we came, and he was talking about stories and all of this, and he goes, this is the St. Michael's Church. And so he's pointing, and he goes, there to me, there, like this. And I said, sorry, I'm filming above. He's like, no, there. And then when I had a look, I thought, oh, that's the toilet, right? So I ran to the toilet, but they continued on. But of course, I had the earphones in, so I could hear what he was saying as I was going to the toilet. And it's very funny because you think to yourself, you almost think it's two-way. You almost want to say to him, oh, hang on a second, or can you repeat that? But of course, it's not two-way, it's just one way. So he had his microphone on and all that. So quickly went to the toilet, and I was so worried, I didn't even flush the toilet. And I realised that as I was washing my hands, I thought, oh, no, I didn't flush the toilet. But anyway, quickly washed my hands and then quickly caught up with them. And they were around the corner by this point. And I managed to find them. Mark sort of stood at the corner. And then when he saw me come out, he was like this. And I was like, and I ran up and caught them. But yeah, that was the only thing really. I loved the tour. I loved the sort of stories that he was telling about the history of the different buildings, why the different buildings came into being, who demolished the buildings, what part of the buildings was rebuilt, what part of the buildings was destroyed. And the running theme in Bruges and in Ghent, which is it's the same running theme that was in London, there was a fire. But everybody made their houses of wood. Most of the places were burnt down. And that is pretty much the story of London. So when he was telling me, oh, this burnt down, there was a fire, this burnt down, there was a fire, this burnt down, I thought, oh, okay. Yeah, I just loved sort of like listening to the history. But bear in mind, and I don't know if this is for all tours, but definitely this one, they didn't have a scheduled toilet break. So I managed to go to the toilet. Yes, that was fine. And then we carried on. And then he gave us a 15-minute break. So your first 15-minute break was your time to be able to go to the toilet. We went and found a place because we'd walked around and there wasn't much to see and do. There's a couple of streets, but because he gave I think, was it 50 minutes or 40 minutes? No, it's 40 minutes at this point, or 20 minutes, something like that. It was a very short period of time. And we didn't want to wander too far because we didn't know the directions of anywhere. So we didn't want to get lost and then try and find him at this stop place. So what we did, we had a drink in Starbucks because there was a Starbucks there. So we went for a drink there. And then I went to the toilet. And then again, because you never know. And then I was saying to Mark, oh, it's this way. Because there was one of the girls that was on our tour, but she was sitting outside. And I noticed her. And she was the one that was sitting behind me. She was annoying me with pushing my seat with her feet or her knees or whatever it was. But by the time she left, she'd already disappeared. And I was saying to Mark, right, it's this way, it's this way. And Mark's going, is it this one? I was like, no, it's this way. But we managed to find them in the end. But I just felt that it's quite a lot to ask somebody to remember.
So just be aware that if you do go on these excursions, they do leave you to your own devices, but they are very specific. The guy said he's got a 6-minute window he allows people to go, and then he just goes. So I don't think they would leave you if you got stranded, and he does give you his mobile phone number.
Yeah.
But just be wary of that as well. That's your window of opportunity.
Yeah, and for me, I didn't bring my phone, and Mark's got a rubbish phone. So we couldn't, do you know what I mean? If we were in any real trouble, like there was one place that we went and you had to scan your QR code. You had to scan the QR code and order for that. And I just thought to myself, well, we can't use Mark's phone because Mark's phone doesn't have that capability. And I'd forgotten my phone. So we didn't end up eating there, actually. It was in the Wasp Bar. The Wasp Bar with washing machines. And so there was the thing. But we so we then went on to Bruges, and Bruges was really nice. The picturesque buildings, and they had the canal. They had so many horses and carriages, and we did a horse and carriage ride in Brussels, and she was saying, oh, they have about 15 or 16 horses, but literally it was one after the other. You had to get out the way. And in Ghent, more than Bruges, there was lots of people that were riding bikes in Ghent. Yeah. And there's a lot of shared spaces. So you're sharing the space with trams and cars. So while you can walk in the road and stuff like that, because it's a shared, that they're trying to do it in London at one point. I don't know if they're going to continue with that, but there's a lot of places that's like shared space. They call it shared spaces. So you're sharing the space with the tram and with the bikes.
So Richard asked, rubbish phone, how bad is it? It's really bad. My phone is really, really bad. It's 8 gig, so it's really, really bad.
But it's very old.
And it's really old. I bought it. I didn't even want it. What happened was I had an old Windows phone, which I really, really liked, and I got it stolen. I pickpocketed in the tube. So I had to get another phone, and at the time, I really didn't want to spend a lot on a phone. So I got kind of conned, really, because when I went to the shop person to buy it, they said it's 8 gig. But he said, no, don't worry about that. You can buy up to a 64 gig memory card and add it to it. Then you'll have what, 7, if you buy a 64 gig. He said, that's fine. Then you'll have a 72 gig thing. And I thought, oh, great. Complete lie. So I bought a 64 gig. Kelly, did you buy a new one for Christmas?
I bought him.
I haven't done that one yet. No, you.
I bought him a phone, and it was before Christmas, and he still hasn't.
I'm so bad. I haven't got around to opening it up yet. I know. But yeah, so this phone it was a complete lie. So it doesn't work, the gig thing. It just doesn't recognize the SIM card, and I put several SIM cards in it. It doesn't recognize it. I will one day get round to operating my new one. But yeah, I haven't got round to it yet. Just before we sign off, though, I just want to say the other thing that Belgium is famous for, Brussels, is of course Tintin.
Hergé's Adventures.
So I did go. There is a comic. Well, they're very famous for comic books. Obviously, not on the same sort of scale as the United States, but these comic books were very, very old. It's got a very rich tradition, both France and Belgium. So we didn't do it this trip, but there is the comic book museum if you're interested.
Yeah.
There in Brussels, which is really, really good. And of course, Tintin, as you say, is a home.
Yeah.
Is Belgium. So they have a shop there dedicated. Although there used to be one in London. I don't know if it still is there.
I don't know.
I don't think it is anymore.
I don't know. But you while Mark, I didn't want to go into any more comic book stores. I was like, no, I'm done with the comic book stores. So while Mark went to the comic book stores, I was actually editing the video. And it took me a couple of days because obviously I couldn't dedicate. But once I dedicate my time, Mark's like, let's go and do this, let's go and do that. And I was like, right, yeah, but I'm just working on this video. And then I scheduled it to upload yesterday because I wanted it to be fresh for you guys to see and all of that type of stuff. And wanted you to see what our room was like, how the Eurostar works. And yeah, it was so, I don't know, like I said, we don't know if everybody caught the train that they were supposed to catch, which was the 816, which was the one that we were on. It was a direct to Amsterdam with a stop off in Brussels. And these guys, clearly, they just went underneath the barrier.
Yeah, and just went.
And pushed in front of us.
So, yeah, you'll see that on the video. Kelly wanted to out them.
I slowed it down, right?
So you could see them.
And yeah, and they were just passed by, they were just going underneath the barriers just so they could, you know, get in front and sort of make sure that they were going to catch their train. But it was, I feel like on this side, it was very hectic to try and catch the train. But on the other side, coming back, there's a lot more calm.
Yeah, well, I think that was the reason why. So remember, in London, it's not uncommon for 2, even 3 trains to go at the same time. From Brussels the other way back is just the one. So that's why it's a lot more civilized.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It was just because there was a few trains, but they weren't all going to London.
No, but they all go at different intervals. So remember.
Right.
And there's a big gap in between. Whereas in London, you'll have 3 or 4 going very similar times. So one will be at, say, 8, one will be 8:15, one will be at 8:20. And they're all, you've got 3 trains, loads of people trying to queue up and go through.
Yeah.
So hence that is. So if you are going from King's Cross, do, like I said earlier in the video, do get there at least minimum an hour early to queue, because it will take you a long time to get through.
Minimum. The gate, I mean, ours was going at 8:16, and she said to us, because basically I wanted to change our seats, and I couldn't change them. But when we got on our carriage, the seats were free, so I couldn't change them the night before. And when we got there early, which was the whole reason as well for us getting there early, was to change the seats. Oh, another thing that happens, I'm going to tell you one more story. So on the way, we decided to get the train back, right? So we were going to take, it's free. So we were very near Gare Centrale.
This isn't Eurostar, by the way. This is Belgian Railway.
Yeah, so we're very near Gare Centrale. It's one stop and it's free if you've got a Eurostar ticket. Of course, we've got our Eurostar ticket, and Mark said, "You know what? Let's take the train." I was like, "All right, cool." I said, "I feel we should take the cab, but you know what? Since the station is just there, yeah." So I said so when we got there, I said to one of the railway workers, "Oh, which platform is it?" She said 2, 4, and 6. And so, because Mark was looking after the luggage, and I had a couple of bags, we went to get the lift, and she goes, "Well, this is going to take you to platform 2. So you'll be directly on platform 2, and you can take the next train." So we were there on platform 2, and the train came. Brilliant. We jumped on the train, and I'm very organized. We left about 3 o'clock. By this time, it was just gone 3. And so we hopped on the train. When we got off the train, Mark saw that it said Sud on the train. So SUID. So Brussels Sud, which is south.
No, ZUID.
ZUID, sorry, which is south. I believe is south. And so he said, "Oh, we got to get back on." So we got back on in a panic. We got back on the train, but it took about 10 minutes for the train to leave. People were walking up and down the platform trying to get on. Clearly, the train was full. And these are double-decker trains, by the way. So anyway, we got on, and when the train was pulling out the platform, we saw it said Brussels Midi.
So of course, what is on one platform it says Sud, one platform says Midi, one platform it says Sud. So I thought, oh no, that was Midi. So if you ever are getting the train, you see Sud, it is Midi as well.
Yeah.
So just be wary of that, because it threw me. I thought we're on the wrong station.
Yeah.
And you know, in London, you do get that. You will get it might say something south, something west. They are totally different stations.
Yeah.
But this happened to be the same one. So we ended up going way
to
Al, which is miles away.
Oh, we were going, and I said, and there was a lady there, and I said, "Oh, how far is the station?" She goes, "Oh, it's not so far." And I was thinking, she's saying it's not so far, but is that not so far as in, you know, it's half an hour away, or, you know, whatever. But anyway, it took about 10 minutes. So we got off at the station, and then the train pulled off. But there was no proper information to say, oh, the next train goes to Brussels or anything like that. So I was asking people on the platform. People were speaking Flemish. My French, I haven't practiced it for the last 4 years, so it wasn't very good. And I was just like, oh my God. But then I noticed a train pulling on the same platform in the opposite direction. That doesn't happen in England. Your track goes one way, and the other platform, the track goes the other way. You don't get a track where a train can pull on the same track in opposite directions. So one pulled in that way, and then another train came in on the same track going in the opposite direction. Because she said to me, she goes, "Oh, but you have to get the train going in that direction." And I was like, well, yeah, because obviously you're not going to get a train that's going in that direction. But what I didn't realize, it was only when we were on the other train that I realized that's what she meant. So the next train coming on that same platform going in the opposite direction, we could have probably taken that train. But there were no guards on the platform to ask, "Can you let me know where the next train is to Brussels?"
So we ended up having, luckily though, there was a train scheduled at 20 past.
Yeah, 20 past 4.
For us to go to there. So we were all okay. It just basically was a roundabout way of delaying the journey. Richard asked, for next time, is it better for travel costs, etc., since Brexit? I know you have to go, so I'll ask you next time. No, it's okay. We can say.
No, we can say. I think that when we were in Brussels, I think it's more expensive now in actual Brussels.
Yeah, so just to let you know, the value of the pound has dropped massively since Brexit. So it used to be €1.60 per the pound. Now that's dropped massively. It's about 1.15. Some places are even doing it 1-to-1. So if you go to the airport, never get your euros or your pounds from the airport, because they absolutely
train station
they will rip you off. It'll be, the commission is so high. Some of them are doing it £1 to €1. Because the pound is now weak. Of course, for us, we miss out.
Yeah.
So if you're European coming to England, you actually quids in because
Yeah.
your euro will stretch further. So, for example, if I was paying for a meal for Kelly and I in the past, we were doing it, say, for the two of us, say £45 a meal. Now it's costing me £65 a meal for the two of us. Richard said, yeah, exchange rate makes a difference, like USGB. Well, this is true. So, I mean, when I used to have a Fair FX card. And Kenny and I went to Las Vegas in 2016. Now, I got £1,000, got me $1,600. After Brexit, we went £1,000. I only got $1,200. So it massive. So I'm missing out on $400 just by that exchange rate.
Yeah, and the thing was as well, if it all depends on when you're booking for. So if you're looking to go away in August, it's going to be expensive because that's the time when everybody's off and all of that type of stuff, and loads of people are traveling. But if I had booked earlier, we would have gotten a lot cheaper. We would have gotten the Eurostar a lot cheaper if I had booked earlier. But because we would sort of dilly-dallying and all of that, it then became very expensive to travel on the Eurostar. Now, if you think about it, they do £29 to go to Paris one way. So if you book it in advance, you can take advantage and get a ticket. It'd be in standard, but £29 is really good value one way to go to Paris. Therefore, it's roughly about £58 return. Cool. Not got a problem with that. And a lot of the Brussels trips can be like £39, so like £10 extra one way. So, you know, if you book it early enough, you can get good deals, and Eurostar are still doing those good deals, but you have to book on a specific day. Like sometimes maybe it might be a Tuesday or Wednesday might be cheaper to travel, rather than, you know, traveling, let's say, on a Monday, or on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Normally during the day is cheaper than if you're going after work or before work or something like that, because obviously a lot of people travel for business. So they're going to charge more money in your peak hours and things like that. But again, like I said, you can get cheaper tickets. You just have to know when to book, how to look, and all of that. But you're best off booking at least a month or two in advance. So if you can book a month or two in advance, you can get pretty good deals.
Those are good deals in Europe. I'm surprised, says Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are. But in actual fact, Richard, if you were to come to the UK now, you would find your dollars would really stretch far. It'd be very good for you. So you would actually find things will be a lot, well, I say a lot cheaper here, but cheaper here purely because the pound is so weak. So the dollar to pound ratio would actually do really, really well for you.
Yeah. The only thing that you could get caught out in is if places have put their prices up. So like when I was looking for hotels, it was a real struggle to look for something that was within budget, to try to, you know, stay in a nice hotel that included breakfast with free so basically I was looking for three things. I was looking for a nice hotel, I was looking for breakfast to be included, and I was looking for free cancellation, because you never know what happens. So to find those three things with free cancellation, breakfast included, and I'm not saying it has to be the best hotel or anything like that, but I just wanted it to be a nice hotel, clean hotel, because I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, but you're not going to spend a long time in the room, which is true. You're not going to spend a long time in the room. But when you have to wait for the other person, or if you're simply tired, or one day you don't want to go for breakfast or whatever, you have to spend time in that room.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we've done bad rooms in the past and thought, oh, it's okay, we're not going to spend. But it is depressing being in a really rubbish room.
Yeah.
So it is worth doing that. Anyway, guys, it's been 2 hours and 12 minutes. So we're going to end it there. But thank you so much. It was a really good live today. We really did enjoy our discussions.
We did.
And thank you for letting us share our experiences in Brussels and Belgium. That's it for this week, but we will be back Tuesday, 6 p.m. UK time. Have a fantastic weekend. Look after yourselves. Take care. And remember, you are never too old to have fun. Have a great weekend too, Richard, and everybody else. Look after yourselves, and we will see you then. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye. Have a good weekend, everyone.